We are live, guys. Okay. Yeah, you know who I am. I am the Titanfall princess, your Irish girl gamer. Okay. And yeah, well, I'm just going to give the chat a few minutes to get settled in, like I always do. And then we'll get the show started. I do have some people that should be popping in shortly. Okay, but I want to get this part out of the way. And as they come in, I'll let them do their intros and everything else. Okay. What up, Andre? So you the first one to peep in here, huh? Thank you, Andre. But yeah, let's give it a couple minutes, for the chat and for my guests to come in. Okay. I just didn't want it to just be dead air and you guys be sitting there waiting, without anything happening. You know what I'm saying? Um, so yeah, I didn't want that. What's up, Stardust? So I figured I'd just come in here. At least you hear something, not silence. You know what I mean? Um, I think you guys will enjoy these topics tonight. Okay. It is all game related except for the last one because it's something that really irked me, uh, and I think needs to be discussed more. Although I generally don't, I keep it real. So I mean, I do go off. I do go off sometimes. I do go off topic of gaming when real shit happens. So that's something I will be doing tonight at the end of the show. Okay, towards the end of the show. But yeah, I do appreciate you guys, coming here and get, supporting us. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Raphael? And supporting, me, the channel, and the guests I have come on. As you know, I've made some changes. We spoke about that. I've made some changes. And as you can see, I'm trying to give you guys more content, getting back into things without just constantly reiterating what everybody else does. That's why I'm trying to do it in the beginning of the week. So when stuff happens, I could finally do my show the way I'm supposed to do it, because I don't want to wait until the end of the week and then reiterate everything that somebody else just did, especially if it's all the same. Now, if I disagree with a lot of the people, then I'll do it and say, hey, well, I disagree with that. And this is why. I've heard people talking about this, talking about that, or whatever it is. And I don't agree with that. And this is why. Okay. Then I will talk about the topic. But if it's the same topic and there's really nothing else to discuss about it because it's all been said, I don't want to bore you guys because I know some of the people that I listen to, you all listen to or follow as well. So I don't want you to have to hear the same stuff. I mean, to me, that's boring. And I don't want to bore you guys. So I try to find things that will help. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I will be doing more content. Okay. What's up, RD, Murder? Who else we got? Jonah. Andrew Wilkins. What's up? Thank you guys for coming by. Give me 1 second, guys. What up, Lincoln? Can you hear me? Oh, can you hear me? I can't. Your thing's going. Wah wah wah. Your mic is real messed up, Lincoln. Okay. Y'all, you know who that is. That's Lincoln Clay. Well, you might not know by the voice that was coming out of his mic, but Lincoln Clay's here. So once he gets his mic fixed, we're going to get started. I do have somebody else coming in, but we'll get started. I'm sure he's listening or getting ready, or maybe he's just running a couple minutes late, which is fine. But let Lincoln fix his mic. He sounded like so many characters all at one time.
How's that?
Much better. You had to hear what you sounded like, Lincoln.
My webcam is also hooked up to my PC, and it's got a mic in it as well. So it's like when I bounce around all these different podcasts, sometimes I have to use the Yeti microphone because that sounds best. But sometimes I have to use the mic on a webcam. So So in the case of this stream, the webcam mic sounded weird, so I had to go back in there and change it back to the Yeti.
Well, the people in chat will tell you it sounded real weird. You were like,
that's fucked up. Yeah. And if anybody out there laughing, I'll come smack the shit out y'all. This shit ain't funny.
Well, I was laughing the hardest, so I know you ain't gonna.
Well, you get a pass.
Shit out of me, all right? Because I whoop your ass in another fighting game. We'll do it that way.
No. I don't want no. You know what? I started to say I don't want no smoke, but fuck that. Yeah, I do want the smoke. I'll come back and get that shit.
We do have a guest coming. Actually, one is on the way, and the other one is supposed to be here, but maybe running late because of the time we started. So we're going to get started. Before I do, let's see who else we got in here. Trying to read this. One named Shadow, Koi Kai, Jamal Adams. What's up? Okay. Thank you guys for coming by. And before we get started, I know you know who this guy is, but for those who don't, Lincoln, introduce yourself to everybody.
All right, what is up, everybody? I am known as the Godfather of Gaming and VR, the ageless wonder. Your boy Lincoln Clay coming back at you down with the Titanfall Princess. What is up, everybody? Spartan Guy, what is up?
What's up, Spartan? Okay, so let's get into the first topic. Hopefully our other guests will show up. And one, if he does, going to be real late, which is King Thrash. He may be late. So he was supposed to be here, but the time, you're not sure if he can get here. But anyway, let's move on to the first topic, because I'm sure, Lincoln, you'll have some good insight too as well. And in between what I'm saying, if you have to interject, just go ahead and do so, okay?
All right.
I like to get my topics off, but if you want to interject, it's all right. It's only the two of us, so we can go back and forth. I just don't like to do it when there's like 4 or 5 people, because then it gets all confused.
Mm-hmm.
And then I forget where I was going. Anyway, my first topic, gaming consumers that excuse the laziness of developers. And there are people in the gaming community who are missing the bigger picture and are ignoring that anything we allow to happen this generation that's not in the interest of protecting our rights as a consumer, we will get progressively worse next gen. Okay. Now, I want to speak on some examples that I have been seeing over the past few months. Okay. I'm going to start with these developers putting out games like Anthem early this year, or like just released Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Okay. Now, they're charging consumers $60 for games that require an online connection. Okay. Now, as consumers, do you realize, people, that in addition to paying for your internet, okay, you have to pay for PS Plus or Xbox Live just to play your games online? What's the sense in paying $60 for a game like that? Okay, these developers are doing this all, this all online is not a good idea, because gaming. Wait, I'll get into that. Let me just finish what I was saying, because now I'm getting off on my own tangent. Okay, I mean, that's bad enough, but for the consumers not to have their own game function at its fullest capacity, okay, without being hidden behind these services, to me, that's bullshit, people. It's bullshit. Okay, and you all should feel that way too. You're paying for it. That's your hard-earned money. Okay, you got to realize that. $60. Okay, and if you buy 2 or 3 games a month, that adds up. You're talking about what, 220 or 180. And if you buy more than that, you're up to 220. You know what I'm saying? That adds up. Okay. Now I realize that gaming, like I said, is expensive for all of us as gamers. Okay, but that has nothing to do with the other examples I will be bringing up. Okay. So there are single player games right now with microtransactions. And that means, people don't know, the developers are locking content in your game already, okay, or making it increasingly difficult to earn things in your game. okay, without maybe purchasing things behind the scenes, okay? They're doing this anything to nickel and dime us, okay? And this also goes for when they say, you know, we're gonna, you know, what they have, what is it called? Sometimes downloadable content, but it's not download. Season passes and stuff. That's already on in your game. Y'all know that it's already there. Okay, you're just paying for it. They don't have to do nothing. You just pay them and they unlock it for you. That's it. Okay. And then you have people damage control this stuff. I mean, just last night, there was a fighting game player that damage controlled Grand Blue Versus. Okay. A $60 upcoming fighting game that will have 11 characters at launch for $60. I don't think so. I'm a fighting game person, but you talking about 11 characters for a fighting game for $60? You can keep that. I was thinking again, but when I heard 11 characters, no, keep that. Now it's obvious that we as gamers are not sending a message to these developers. I personally intend to, okay, because I personally intend to not buy in the game to send my message, okay. But I'm going to give huge props to King Thrash and Sick Humor right now. And the reason I'm going to do that is because they have been talking about this forever, okay? And I respect how they've been putting these messages out there for the gaming community. Like I said last week, people, there are just a few good YouTubers out there that actually care about gaming moving forward. And just to let you know, when I said I was making a lot of changes, those are the one change I'm making. I want the people that really care about the gaming community on here and not just spewing, excuse my mouth, shit out their mouth and repeating everything that everybody else says, you know, and causing drama and all that. I don't want none of that. I'm done with that drama scene. I've been there, done that. It's over. I mean, come on now. How much more drama can I go through? I mean, I've been through so many damn beefs. I said to you guys last week, somebody in the chat said, yeah, she's got more beef than McDonald's does. I mean, but guess what? It was all lined out because 90% of those people, I would say 99% of those people that I had beef with, we're cool right now. We're cool. So, but my thing is the damage control this generation for games is ridiculous. It really is. It's ridiculous. We have gamers saying that getting less for $60 is a good thing. That's good. Why would you pay more for less? Okay. And one person, when I asked that on Twitter, the comment was something like, I don't know off the top of my head exactly what he said, but basically, well, if there's less in it, we should have less problems with it. No, that's not the case. Something to that effect. But anyway, their minds are, I hate to say it, I think up their ass. I honestly do. They need to pull it out. Okay. You know, the damage control, like I said, doesn't even make sense. We have proof of why it doesn't make sense. Okay. The Xbox One began the generation, excuse me, off giving you less but charging you more. Okay. And people had no problem not paying the $100 more for a console that is proven not to deliver. So there should be no difference when it comes to these trash ass games we are getting. It should be no difference. Okay. There really shouldn't. Okay. I mean, last generation, when games came out with microtransactions or launched incomplete, those games failed, was universally bashed in reviews. This generation, gamers in the community are more worried about stupid shit. You know, why are we not more focused on value? I'd like to know that, people. Why are we not focused on value for your money? Okay, I feel that last generation we had less patches and bullshit excuses for games because gamers actually did the research and actually spoke with their wallets. And it's crazy because this generation, there has been too many games broken at launch. Now I'm gonna tell you something. I personally learned my lesson with NBA 2K20. I will never pre-order an NBA 2K game at launch again. Because if they can't get it straight in 2019, I can't depend on them to get it right anytime in the future, until enough pressure is applied. So with that said, okay, I think I rambled on enough. Okay. I want to hear from, the people on the panel. I mean, I don't think Lincoln Clay is only here right now, but that's okay. Cause I'm sure he got a lot of, I said, I know you're here. You're the only one here right now, but I said, I'm sure you got a lot to offer with the stuff I'm saying. I got a question. Am I just bugging out, when it comes to damage control this generation, or people like me, Sick Humor and King Thrash, seeing things how they really are? What do you think, Lincoln, about all I just said about the damage control and how we need to speak with our wallets and not buy the games until they're fixed or whatever, and what these people are saying? What are your thoughts on that?
Let me start with the single player games having to be online. That's just, we all pretty much know that's background security checks, because this goes all the way back to the pirating days of the 360, because I was doing it too. During the 360 during the 360 days, people were burning their own games, and some of the top tier developers were getting on Microsoft case about it, wanting them to do something about the pirating. Activision even went as far as to threaten to move Call of Duty over to the PlayStation format and let it be an exclusive over there. EA went as far as, remember when you bought Madden and it came with that online pass? If you bought the game, it had a code in there for an online pass. But if you got the game through secondhand means, you had to purchase a $10 online pass in order to pay, in order to play online. And that's how they were combating pirating, because Microsoft wasn't doing anything about it. They were only protecting their own franchises, the Gears, Forzas, and the Halos, because they were sending out the ban waves for anybody that was getting hold of those games and playing it early. So this is how this situation has evolved, with a single game being online in order for you to play it. To me, that's just constant security checks and make sure you didn't try to circumvent the council in any way, shape, or form to get hold of this game by illegal means. So I think that's where we sit on the online, always online thing. As far as like the microtransaction goes, greed moves forward. It never moves backwards. So the shit that they're doing right now, they're not going to roll any of that shit back. They might, put a different coat of paint on it and tell you it's some different shit, but for the most part, we've gone down a road that we're not coming back from. I think that microtransactions is just not going to go away. And then, as far as the damage control goes, that's kind of a tough situation, because we know the Xbox do most of the damage control. But the crazy part about it is they do damage control, but don't buy shit. People talked about how Crackdown was garbage, and they came to the defense of Crackdown, talking about what a great game it was and that kind of shit, but they didn't buy it. They didn't play it, because I don't even think Microsoft revealed engagement numbers for that game. So to me, damage control, and especially over on the Xbox side, it really don't matter to me, because we all know they constantly move the goalpost. A lot of back and forth shit, but over there on their side, it's just constant damage control over those bullshit ass games. Now we gotten to the point where, we're on the verge of a service war, with them getting ready to go to war with PlayStation over which got the better service. This shit is just this shit's just never going to end as far as this console war shit goes. Because as long as Sony and Microsoft as long as they both exist, it's always going to be a console war, because I'm willing to bet that both Microsoft and Sony could completely get out of gaming, but the gamers would still be arguing back and forth over who stocks is worth the most, which company is making the most money, which company made the most money year over year, all kinds of stupid bullshit. So that's one of the good things about me making that move to VR, the community is like 99% positive. There's no headset war over there. There's no Microsoft versus Sony or anything like that. It's one big positive community, and we all doing our part to try to move VR to the mainstream. So, that console war bullshit is something that I don't miss, with me being full blown VR.
Yeah. Well, I understand you don't want to deal with what's that? Whoa. I understand. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. I got a phone call coming in, and since I don't recognize the number, I'm not going to answer it.
You sound like me now. I do the same thing. If I don't know the number,
that shit. I let everybody know that if they call me and I don't recognize the number, I'm not going to answer it. So, if your intentions is to call me and hang up or try to call me from an undisclosed number, don't expect me to pick up the phone.
Exactly. I always tell people, if you change your number, my number. Send me a text. So I put it in the phone with your name, and guess what? Then I know it's you. Mm-hmm. Other than that, I don't answer because I get some numbers from. I don't even know the area codes where they're coming from. I mean,
wrong, but people shouldn't have to, pull a childish crap anyway. And then the other thing is, like once I don't take the phone call, if I don't see a voicemail or some kind of text message after a few minutes, I just block the number so they can't call back.
Yeah, I've been doing that myself, but yeah. But back to the other subject. I wish you didn't go completely VR. I mean, I know you like it, okay? Because you had a lot of good input. I mean, you still do about the consoles, but you have a lot of friends who play on consoles, and some of us, like you said, you will hook your shit back up to get an ass whooping again. But that's besides the point. But you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's not like I could just, go, turn on my PlayStation and shit, this link play this game. Hey, can I join or whatever? You want to play? I can't do that now. I gotta, hit you up and say, hey, what's up? As long as you ain't home, as long as you ain't working or sleeping or working out or doing something, I gotta catch you in between.
Mm-hmm. Hey, but we talked about this before.
I know
about me seeing what I can do to help you get hold of a VR unit, and I'm still looking into that. I'm just waiting for the right deal to come along. I've been looking on eBay and that kind of stuff because right now, PlayStation VR, if you walk into any store, is pretty much like $300. So I'm trying to see what I can find on eBay. So I still, I'm still got you on my radar on that because I think once you try out VR, you may not come back to flat screen gaming except for your fighting games.
Yeah, but you could do that online too.
Mm-hmm.
I watched some of those. I mean, because I remember you were doing the boxing, and I was, I watched your stream when you were doing that, and you had me laughing that whole time, giving that guy that work. I mean, you were kicking his ass all over the place. So yeah. Speaking of that, before I want to ask you a question, okay? Mm-hmm. Since you're here, before we get into the next topic, because you were talking about VR, and I remember the boxing game. Okay, you follow YouTube, right? You follow boxing on YouTube, right?
You mean real life boxing?
Or boxing in general, yeah.
Not like I used to because of.
Okay, all right.
Because I know who the top fighters are.
No, I'm talking about YouTube fighters. Do you follow that?
Oh no, you mean what? You mean there's like this backyard shit, people fighting in the backyard?
No. There's a big event coming up, and it's KSI versus Logan Paul.
Okay, seemed like I had heard he was supposed to have been in some kind of YouTube fight or some shit like that last year.
They were there. They called it a draw. They were over in England because KSI's from England, but now he's on his way to the States to be trained by Mayweather.
Which one?
Oh, which Mayweather is it? Oh shit, the one who trained Logan Paul's trainer right now when he was a champion for a while. What's his name? Oh shit, I can't think of his name.
It's got to be Jeff that's training him.
I'm trying to think
because
I think so. He had his own trainer over there, but for the last couple of weeks before they go into the battle, he's sending him over there. He trained the guy he trained was Shannon Briggs.
Yep, that's Jeff.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
now the situation with the Mayweathers over there, we already know the situation with Floyd. He retired. He doing whatever he doing. You know, he doing his thing. Floyd Senior, he you know, as far as training fighters goes, he won't touch anybody if he thinks they don't have any potential. If he thinks the dude gonna be a bum, he won't touch him.
right.
Jeff, on the other hand, Jeff will train anybody who wants to be trained by him. And if you know, but if they don't live in Las Vegas and they dead serious about it, they're gonna have to come to Vegas. Because it's funny that you mentioned Shannon Briggs, because
Well, he's the one. He's the one training Logan Paul, who's in the States, but KSI is being trained by Shannon Briggs' trainer.
okay.
Further training. No, I just thought if you followed it, who you think would win. That's all. But you don't follow that.
No. But you know, keep me in the loop whenever the fight happens. I'll definitely want to keep my eye on it, especially knowing that Jeff is training one of them.
Yeah. I have to look up the date again. I know it's November. I'm not sure which. Beginning of November sometime. I don't know, but I'll send you a message on that.
All right.
Okay. Sorry guys, we got off on a different topic, but if you guys hit me up in the comment section, let me know who you think is gonna win. And hit the like button anyway. By the way, hit that like button, smash that like button. That was a little off topic, but he brought up VR, and I know he did the boxing thing, so I wasn't sure if he followed. But if you guys are following that, who you think is gonna win? Logan Paul or KSI? All right. You know me, I'm voting for KSI. All right. Last time I not a fan of Logan Paul. So, and you know, I like KSI and Deji, even though those two keep going back and forth. But if you follow it, let me know who you think is going to win. Hit me up in the comment section, okay? Yeah. Anyway, yeah, and Hoobie says, "Let's go, champ." Yeah, okay.
Let's go, champ. Let's go, champ.
So wait a minute, Hoobie, wait a second. I got a question for you then. Are you voting for Logan then? Ah, come on now, Hoovie.
You know what he's talking about when he says "Let's go, champ," right?
Yeah, he's talking about Shannon Briggs doing it every time he comes on stage. He does that shit. Let's go, champ. Let's go, champ. Let's go, champ. Let's go, champ.
Let's go, champ.
In fact, you guys, if you guys been watching it, this is the funny part about that. They were on stage. They when they came back again to do their other face off, because they had one in, you know, United States, and then one in overseas in England, right? So, what's his name? KSI gave him a thesaurus and told Shannon Briggs he needs to learn more words because those are the only words he seems to know. He threw a book at him. I was laughing my ass off. That shit was funny. But anyway, let's get into the next topic, Lakeland. But before we do that, we had so many people pop in here. Oh Lord, let me try to go through this list. Ice Queen, what's up? Luke, Pablo the Third, Imrus. I hope I'm saying that right. Emiris, okay. Male Sensitivity, Savage Yoga, Voice Legends, and I somebody who made up a new name to be he a good troll though. His name is Dick Cloud Gaming. What's up?
Boy, you know how to get them trolls, don't you?
Yeah, but you know what? This one's a good one. He's actually on my side. You probably don't even know half of what went down because you've been so busy. So, but when you get a chance, go back and look at some of my videos I did this past week. You'll see.
I know what's going on. You know, I watched some streams. Just because I stay neutral doesn't mean I don't know what's going on.
Oh no, I wasn't sure if you were there or not because sometimes you don't say nothing, so I never know whether you're there or not, or if you're working, or if you're napping, or you're doing your chores, or you're working out.
I caught the replays, you know, and it's like I said, you know, just because I choose to remain neutral on some situations doesn't mean that I'm not aware of them. You know.
No. I understand that. I understand that. I'm not asking you to come out of your neutrality. I mean, that's dumb. But people who want to be neutral, that's actually makes more sense. But anyway, let's move on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to kick off the next topic off by saying, okay, and you probably heard some of the commercials, but this is a little different. I'm in good hands with PlayStation Next Generation. Okay, and I have been in good hands with the PlayStation, over the past 4 generations. Okay, over the past 4 generations, the PlayStation brand has proven to be a trusted brand. Okay, in the world of gaming. Okay, and let's get into why I'm in good hands for the people that need a little history lesson. Okay, um, PlayStation was born and established, an established company. Uh, was born after an established company called Nintendo. Uh, uh, Pulled off a screw job. Okay, Nintendo wanted a CD based console. Okay, and had many competitors come up with all these ideas, but Sony had the idea that would work. So Sony also wanted to step into the world of gaming, while looking into the future. Okay, and the future would be 3D gaming with 2D support. Okay, and excuse me, and when everything was done, Nintendo quietly and sneakily went behind Sony's back and lit a fire under Sony's ass that hasn't been put out in 4 generations. Now, the reason I say that is because anytime you do something behind somebody's back and be sneaky about it, you motivate them more. Okay? And that's in any industry, that's in real life. Somebody goes behind your back and does something and whatever, that motivates you more to prove that you can do what you can do, and that you are who you are sometimes, or to prove them wrong. Okay, depending on type person you are. Okay, but in business, that's a good motivational factor. Okay, now Sony has beaten all their competition. Okay, even under tremendous pressure. Sony has defeated established companies in gaming like Nintendo, like Sega, and unfortunately, like the Xbox. Okay, and all the other companies in gaming that have tried to compete. And more importantly, Sony has made it possible that consoles compete in the gaming market. Okay, because Sony did something better than Nintendo did. Okay, Sony ended up, excuse me, let me get something to drink. Hold on. Ooh.
All right.
Now I still have problems with my allergies. I get year-round allergies, so I must have ate something that I shouldn't have. Plus, yeah. So plus the weather's been changing off and on, so that's probably not helping anyway. Anyway, Sony ended up prioritizing the quality of its first-party games, okay, while also securing third-party. Okay, so did you hear that, people out there? Okay, they prioritized their first parties, but they also were securing third parties at the same time. And when the PS1 came out, PlayStation was literally everywhere. I don't know how many people can relate to turning the TV on, okay, anywhere, seeing Crash Bandicoot commercials and seeing a bunch of PlayStation commercials. I used to see them all the time. Okay. It doesn't matter what channel you were watching. That's what was crazy. They didn't stick to one channel. They went everywhere. Okay. Because they were serious. Okay. And even with the PS4, I remember during the Super Bowl seeing PS4 commercials. Okay. I hate to say it, but when I used to watch wrestling, which I don't watch anymore because it's gotten whack, they had commercials on WWE as well. Okay. They had it everywhere. Okay. Never saw any for Nintendo. Never saw any for Microsoft. None. For the Xbox. None. Okay. Sony has always had good marketing. That's one thing I liked about Sony. Always had good marketing. And that was the one thing I said about Microsoft. They don't have good marketing. Okay. But the one thing I love that Sony did for generations, besides the beginning, I got to say this, besides the beginning of PS3, okay, is they looked out for us, the consumer. Okay. They actually listen to feedback. Okay. And this is the main reason why I say again, I am in good hands with PlayStation going into next generation. I feel that way. Okay. My question uh, for you, Lincoln, is how do you feel? I know you went VR, but I know you keep up with everything else that's going on. How do you feel about the PS5 with next gen coming next year? And is this, I don't know for you, but is it a day one buy for you, or is it a console you will wait to buy until you feel it has proven its value? Um, with everything I just said, besides those questions, what are your thoughts?
Without question, the PS5 is a day one purchase for me. There's a couple of flat screen games that I'm looking forward to, because I can't wait to see what the next iteration of MLB The Show looks like when
Okay.
we get the PS5. I can't wait to see that. And I can't wait to see what the next Gran Turismo looks like. But the biggest reason why the PS5 is a day one buy for me, and why I'm so excited about it, is when the PS5 comes out, it is going to change the landscape of VR, because the current situation with VR right now is you have a ton of games on PC that are not on the PlayStation format. In that, a lot of that has to do with the limitations of the current console right now. Even I think the PS4 is holding a lot of shit back in terms of some of the games that comes to the PlayStation VR. You can go there and see for yourself. If you go through that library, you notice that there's not a lot of multiplayer games there. I don't know why that is, but if you go to Steam, there's a trillion multiplayer VR games there. Now, when the PS5 comes along, I would like to think that it's going to have enough power to be in the general ballpark of a PC. So when these developers develop a game for PC, they'll be able to port it right on over to the PlayStation 5. They won't have to water the game down. It won't be a situation where we have to wait and wait and wait for them to try to optimize this shit. And then another reason why a lot of games are not on the PlayStation format is because of those move controllers. It is primitive, so to speak, in terms of the technology, and a lot of developers are having problems, remapping these games for the move controllers. So I think Sony is going to either create some new controllers. One of the things that people have been screaming about is thumbsticks. So whatever they come out with is going to have thumbsticks. But the bottom line is, because the PS5 is going to be in the general ballpark of PCs, when VR games come out, we won't have to wait. They're going to come out on PC and the PS5 at the same time. And then as far as PS5 games goes, GT7, one of the games that I'm absolutely looking forward to. I'm taking it that it's going to be a given that it's going to have VR multiplayer, because the current situation right now with GT Sport, it has VR, but it does not have VR multiplayer. It's got one versus the computer, or time trials where it's just you on the track. So I think when the PS5 comes along, we're going to have that VR multiplayer. And it is, that's an experience like no other. Playing a racing game in VR, against live people. It's only like a couple of games that can do it right now.
Okay.
So I'm just, so I definitely have. In fact, I got more of an interest in the VR in the PS5 than you do.
Yeah.
Because you got your fighting games and a couple of other genres that you looking forward to, but me, it is going to change the industry when the PS5 comes out, because like I said, we won't have a situation of games being watered down, games being poorly optimized, games having shitty graphics, that kind of stuff. I think it's going to be it's going to be the same across the board. So I'm definitely excited about the PS5, even if I don't plan on playing a lot of flat screen games on it.
Okay, my question to you is, do you think, because you do play the VR, and this is a good subject to get into, we have somebody here that actually plays VR, okay, and loves it, okay, and like I said, I'm definitely going to give it a shot sometime. But do you think that maybe there wasn't enough available on PS4 because it was something new they dabbled in and they wanted to make sure it was going to fly before they actually pushed it, or was just waiting for next gen to make it right for VR?
That's a really good question because as far as, while PSVR in terms of sales has not done as good as I would like it to do, but it's not a flop either because they still sold the most units. I think last time we got some numbers, it was 4.2 million sold. And I think that was like 6 months ago, 8 months ago. So I'd like to think that by now they might be sitting at 4.5 million. And I think it's a pretty safe bet that by the time PS5 comes around, they're going to have 5 million headsets sold. I'd like to see them hit 6. But yeah, you bring up a really good point. Like with the Xbox, the OG Xbox to me was Microsoft getting their foot in the door.
Mm-hmm.
They made their move with the 360. So
Exactly.
the PS5 is when Sony's really going to make their move because we're going to see bigger and better games, and I'm hoping that we get games like MLB The Show fully playable in VR because it's not possible right now. But I think, I know that might be something that Sony definitely wants to look into because San Diego Studios, who develops MLB The Show, they were asked if the game would ever come to VR. And they said they're exploring all options, including VR. So if they could have made it happen by now, they would have done it. So that's another reason why we need the PS5 to hurry up and come on here, because another impact that it's going to have is that once Sony puts VR in a position where developers aren't limited by the hardware, I think that's going to make big publishers get on board with VR because they see that it's growing, because more and more developers are sneaking their shit out there trying to get their little fingertips in the VR. And I wanted to go mainstream because even though I do not like EA, I would love to see a game like Madden fully playable in VR. But VR has to hit the mainstream. EA has to see that there's money in this shit for them to get on board with it. So, like I said, there is a huge picture for me with the PS5 as to why I'm excited for it.
Okay, let me just do the shout out real quick. El Matador, what's up? Ace, Don, Dasmi, what's up? But you know what? The reason I asked that question is because the VR didn't come out that long ago, and usually, it brings out something. It's usually like a test run until the next gen. And if you notice, they brought it like towards the end of this gen. Okay, they knew next gen was right around the corner. So I'm thinking that they brought it there, tested it out, see where it was, and they know that there's interest in it. Okay, and I think that they're going to use the PS5 to actually bring it more to the forefront for people.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And the biggest shame of the current situation with the VR is that the PS4 came out in November of 2013, and we got VR October 13th, 2016. That's 3 years. So if they would have been able to launch that headset when the PS4 came out, there's no question in my mind they'd be sitting on 5 million right now. It has to be growing because are you aware that that Microsoft patent that leaked out about a week ago for their VR unit?
No, I didn't know that. I heard something about it vaguely, but I really didn't pay no attention because right now Microsoft's not on my radar like that. Only because I'm tired of the false shit that goes on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired of the lies. I'm tired of they can have a VR headset. Who cares? But are you going to be able to provide for those people who buy for it?
Yeah. No, see, with Microsoft, my feelings about Microsoft has not changed. I do not care for them. But I will admit, I need them to get on board with VR because
Gotcha.
when they get on board with VR, that's going to be another revenue stream for developers. So if they say, okay, we got Microsoft, we got Sony, we got Steam, that's three huge platforms where they can make some money. That might be enough to tip the scales for these big AAA publishers to get on board with VR, because right now we got a lot of indie, developers out there. So people like EA and shit like that, they're not going to spend the millions of dollars it would take to bring us the kind of quality shit that I would like to see happen in VR. But right now, it's over 4 million headsets, Sony headsets out there right now. And then the situation with PC being so much more powerful, it wouldn't be profitable for them to get involved with VR right now, because it would cost a lot of money to develop shit for the PC and then have to water it down for the PlayStation. But when next generation comes out and we got a powerful ass PS4, PS5, and we got a powerful ass Scarlet, and we got a powerful ass PC, now you got three platforms where they can develop shit for with no limitations. So it'll be another huge revenue stream for them. Although Scarlet won't sell near as good as PS5, I think it's still going to be a successful console. So the potential will be there. So I have a vested interest in seeing Microsoft get on board with VR. And with that being said, as much as I don't like them, I have a vested interest in seeing Scarlet be successful, because if Scarlet is successful, that would push Microsoft more in the direction of bringing VR to the Scarlet format. And tell me games like, because some of the big games that we got coming to VR is Splinter Cell's coming to VR.
Oh shit!
Assassin's Creed. Yeah, Assassin's Creed is coming to VR. Medal of Honor is coming to VR. And it was rumored that Oculus was going to form a partnership. No, it wasn't a rumor. Phil Spencer said it, that they had partnered with Oculus and it was supposed to come to the Xbox One X, but it didn't happen. If they still form that partnership, I think a Splinter Cell in VR being on Xbox Scarlet would actually sell pretty well, and that would be enough to catch the attention of EA or 2K to make a fully playable basketball game in VR, because that's the end result of what I want to see.
I'm gonna tell you something. Splinter Cell come to VR, god damn, that'd be nice. But before we continue, Lincoln, he's been very quiet, not saying nothing, but our other guest has shown up. Next Gaming, what's up?
Yo, what up, everybody?
What's up? Next Gaming, introduce yourself to everybody. I don't know if you know Lincoln Clay, but he's the other one here. But
yeah, I'm familiar with Lincoln.
What's good, my guy?
Cool, and what's good with you, man?
Chilling.
That was my other guest I didn't tell you about, Lincoln. But anyway, yeah, go ahead and introduce yourself to people in chat.
Yo, what's up, Chad? This your boy Nestor Gamer. Coming to kick it with Titanfall Princess and Lincoln Clay. We about to just do the thing.
Yeah. Now, were you listening to any of the podcasts before this, or you just got on?
I just got on because I was timing myself, but I realized we're in two different time zones.
Oh, that's right. Okay, one of the topics we talked about, you can give us a quick overview, your thoughts. It's basically, one is consumers kind of giving the developers a pass when games are not complete. When I gave an example, where they come out with not enough fighters, not complete, broken, or whatever, they'll still buy it and not have the same energy they had last gen when they complained and you saw it everywhere.
I think there is an issue as far as that, because they got to stop. They got to realize that ain't nobody's going to keep buying no doggone fighter packs or this, that, and the third and stuff and all that. I'm like, if you plan to have this separated from the main game from the first place, then you shouldn't be making it in the first place. That's what I feel. Or wait longer. But they ain't gonna do anything like that. I mean, they already did it with Dead or Alive 6 and what's the other fighting game where they up there trying to rip people off. I'm just like, they got to stop doing this stuff. I'm like, At least let us earn these characters instead of just letting the stuff being broken. Then the modes not being there. Um,
Microtransactions being hidden.
yeah, and the net code is still being broken. I'm like, who wants to play a fighting game when the net code is all wonky and stuff? I'm sorry, I couldn't do it. That's the reason why I haven't played a fighting game competitively in a minute.
Good reason. That's why some of the games I won't even play, because I can't deal with them. Like, what's that one coming out? Oh shoot, I said it before. It's coming out. They're only going to have 11 characters in it. You want to pay $60 for 11 characters? I don't even know if the game's going to be broke.
All right.
11 characters in a fighting game? Oh hell no! You can keep that.
I can deal with a game coming out with 11 characters if they gave you the ability to earn them, in the game rather than trying to make you pay for them with microtransactions.
Right.
Yeah, but they're not. See, that's the thing. They're not talking about. They're not telling you how they just said, "Oh, it's 11. It's 11 characters." Like, then you're not going to introduce more. You're not going to do whatever. But I've never heard of a fighting game. I don't like fighting games that come out with like barely any characters in it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Like Killer Instinct when that came around, and even then, I'm still on the fence on even getting that game for the simple fact is that the game you had to wait for each character to come out. I'm just like, I'm not feeling that. The different developers and stuff, and then they have stepped the dog on No Mercies or Ultimates. I'm just like, I'm good.
I actually, back in the day, I used to whoop ass on some Killer Instinct, but I did enjoy it. But they've also changed some things that weren't for the better on that game. It kind of messed it up. I mean, I don't care if you put in new characters, but you messed up the other shit that was good about the game. So that's what I'm saying. So you could have less characters, but then when they give you the other new characters, they kind of mess the rest of the game up because then they start nerfing and buffing and taking away shit and putting new shit to everybody else, and they're messing up stop overpowering some and underpowering others. That's ridiculous.
But I think that comes to DLC as well. That's why I think that plays a major issue because when you got characters, then you got character that's coming in the foregoing future. You got to go up there and rebalance this, that, and the third and stuff and all of that. I think that's another issue that goes into the fighting game community that a lot of people ignore. Is the DLC that actually causing a lot of the balance issue? That's what I believe.
You may be right there. You may be right there. All right. Now, the other subject I talked about was how I feel I'm in good hands with the PlayStation, and I have been in good hands with the PlayStation for generations. And the question I had for the panel was, how do you feel about a PlayStation 5 with next gen right around the, coming up next year, which is right around the corner because we're already in October. All right. Is this a day one buy for you?
Of course.
Or is it a console you wait for? Okay. So what do you think about, give us like a 2 or 3 minute spiel about what you think about the PS5 and your experience with PlayStation.
Well, my experience with PlayStation goes all the way back to the original PlayStation. So I've been, a PlayStation dude since day one, but, had the NES and the Master System too as well. But PlayStation's been my go-to because there's so many doggone games from Final Fantasy, Legend of Legaia, Chrono Cross, Parasite Eve, Resident Evils, things like that. And so when I was seeing games like that coming with PlayStation as opposed to Nintendo and Sega, I'm just like, man, PlayStation is where it's at. And it just kept on growing that library, and along with the PS2 with the Bouncer, Metal Gear Solid 2, Guns to the Patriots, Sons of Liberty. That's what it is, Sons of Liberty. Just games like that. Kingdom Hearts. Like I said, getting the Final Fantasies, and then of course, we're going back to PlayStation and the Bloody Roars and stuff and all of that. The Tenchus, the Onimushas. What else? I said Tenchu. Shinobi. So I have a extensive history with PlayStation as far as their games and exclusives, and also playing the imports and stuff as well, like the Dragon Balls and stuff. So my thing is for PlayStation, as long as they keep giving solid and quality exclusives, and keep the customers in mind as far as giving the products that we want, I'm gonna keep being on board with them because so far, even with the PS3 didn't start out strong, but I still got one, and I rolled it out because I still have faith in them. that they'll put out bangers like we got our God of War, we got our Last of Us, we got our Beyond Two Souls, things like that. And so when I was seeing games coming out like that and experiencing them, I'm just like, ain't no way Microsoft or Nintendo, as much as I like Nintendo too, they cannot just come out with no bangers like this that will have something where you can it will still be on the tip of your brain after 6 or 7 years. And so that just strengthened my well, I would say reinforced my purchase on the PS5, because as long as they keep giving us bangers and keep in mind that that they gotta appease us, I'm gonna ride with them.
Yeah, I mean, you said one thing that hit me because I said that earlier. I mean, I just got to the gist of it with the topic, but when I said the only one that kind of disappointed me in the beginning was PS3,
Mm-hmm.
but they did at least come back and do something.
Right.
They realized they messed up with the consumer, and they said, "Oh, we got to fix this."
Yeah.
They did try to fix it. You know what I'm saying? And I think, like me and Lincoln were talking about before you got on, I think because he switched more to over to VR, and I think with PlayStation introducing it towards the end of this gen, I think because they did that, I think it was already in mind, and that's what I was talking to Lincoln about, that they're going to make it even better, and games better, um, graphics better, and more games for those who are playing on the VR, because for something like that that's so new, I mean, Lincoln can tell you better than I can because he was telling me it's done very well considering on the PlayStation side. Am I right or wrong, Lincoln?
Yeah, that's right. And, I think next generation. I don't know if you're going to get. Well, you will get more. You will get more games because you're going to see a lot more third party developers getting on board. But in terms of exclusives, I'm not sure if you're going to see a ton of exclusives coming out of Sony next generation for PlayStation VR. But you will definitely get bigger and better, higher budget VR games out of them. Because one of the things that's supposed to be rumored possibly coming out at launch is the current Horizon Zero Dawn that might be getting worked on in VR that could be launching
Nice.
around the window of the PS5.
What would you do if they put a God of War on there?
I'd lose my mind. But I mean, but we kind of got that right now with a game that just came out on Oculus a few days ago called
Asgard.
Yeah, Asgard's Wrath. That's an amazing game. The environment, the world is God of War in VR. So that's not nothing to do with the PlayStation, but it's still something that's moving VR forward. And I know Sony is watching this, so I know Sony is in the lab working on their quality stuff as we speak. Because I dare say that when the next generation starts and the next PlayStation VR headset is out, I dare say that Sony is going to be the leader again in terms of quality games and in terms of sales.
I just want mine made out of cardboard.
Man.
You need to stop that, Ness. Come on. Oh, Lord. Okay. Now, since you guys are my guests, okay, before I get into, we got two more topics, but before I get into the next gaming topic,
Mhm.
I want to start with Lincoln first. Lincoln, I want to know, do you have a topic that we haven't discussed that you may want to talk about on the show and bring up? It could be about VR, it could be about anything, as long as game related. What is there a topic you want to bring up and talk about?
I go with the flow. You know what I mean?
Okay.
VR. I mean, I'm on top of VR, but there's a lot of news that flies past me on VR because we do get a lot of rinky-dink indie games in VR. But Microsoft is ever so entertaining. So anytime they make a move, I'm always always get wind of it or whatever. Sometimes I'll do a video about it. Sometimes I won't. But basically, whatever you guys want to talk about, I'll give my input on it. But there's nothing this off the top of my head right now that I'm like, oh, I want to talk about this.
Okay. Well, I wanted to ask because some people do. So I'm going to open that question up to Ness as well. Is there anything that you may want to talk about that you heard what we talked about already? Just let you know, I'll be talking about the next topic will be 343 Studios. So besides that, what is there anything that you might want to bring up that you've heard in the gaming news that may interest the people that are listening?
Well, I wouldn't say more so that, but I did know that they are releasing Yakuza 3, 4, and 5 remastered physically next year, which I'm excited about.
Wait, say that again. Wait,
I
say
don't know
that
if
again.
anybody's a fan of
Say that
the
again.
Yakuza remastered 3, 4, and 5.
Oh, I thought
It's
I
being
heard
remastered, the physical copy.
3, 4, 5. Yeah, I heard something about that. Yeah, that's good because I like Yakuza.
Yeah, so I already pre-ordered mine, but the Yakuza 7. Oh yeah, I went right through Amazon as soon as I think I seen it on Twitter. I think it was Twitter or somewhere when I seen that they announced it, and so I was like, cool, let me go ahead and go on Amazon.
See, now you know why I got him here. He likes games that I like. They both do. You know what I'm saying? And they're diverse in their gaming and their they know about all the platforms. They know about different genres. They know everything. That's why I got guests like this here because they're interesting and we have fun and we talk about good shit all the time. So now that we got the panel here, you guys better be smacking that like button, all right? Because we're giving you some good information. Because if you don't, I'm gonna send Lincoln Clay after you because he's gonna smack the shit out your asses.
And I'm the boogeyman.
Yeah, you know me. I smack flames out them asses. Y'all don't get them lights up.
I forgot how you said it. And now we got the boogeyman here too. So you're gonna be spooked soon. Because he's gonna be tapping on your shoulder and you'll be looking around and ain't gonna be nobody there. Because it's the boogeyman. Let me stop. All right. Okay. For those who you didn't know, now you know about Yakuza, okay? The remaster. So now that was good for those people who are interested in that. So like I said, we got 2 more topics. This one is gaming. The next one is not so much gaming, but you guys know me. I have to speak my piece on this, and it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. So anyway, okay, so 343 Studios loses a few key members before Halo Infinite is even launched. Now, I saw some people talk, about this on Twitter. And here's why I really don't think this is anything to worry about. I really don't, okay? I'm pretty sure Halo Infinite will be launching on Game Pass, okay? Especially with Xbox Division recently launching Game Pass Ultimate. And to everyone without a working brain, Game Pass has proven not to do anything for these Xbox first-party games other than bring it in a short-term increase of subscribers. That's what it does. Okay. If you don't see that, then I don't know. Maybe go to the neurologist because you got something going on up top. Okay. Mainly for people that will just want to beat these new games and then cancel their Game Pass subscription after the first month. They'll cancel it. So unless Xbox plans to market this game as a first-party exclusive that requires actual money to be put into it, it really doesn't matter what else is going on with this game. To me, the marketing matters the most in order for the game to have any success. Okay? Now, my question is who even really plays Halo in this day and age? I'm being honest. Who? Okay, maybe a handful of people, whatever. I don't know. And I'm just gonna say this also. Barry Olson left 343 Studios, and that somehow has people questioning Halo as if anybody is playing this game at all right now. I mean, guys, what are your thoughts on that? People are getting crazy over this. They have a person leave and act like everything's going to fall apart. I mean, I don't know about you, but the people in my circle, I don't know of them playing Halo like that. I don't know of many people playing Halo like that.
I'll say this if you don't mind
No,
me
go
taking
ahead.
the floor real quick.
No,
Um,
take it.
my thing is the people that's getting all antsy and triggered or whatnot about this with Halo and stuff and all that. Where was this energy towards Halo 5 when y'all could have been up there buying it and stuff and all that? I'm like, where was the energy then? I'm like, don't have this energy now that you got people leaving Halo and stuff, and now there's a potential delay, and the quality of the games has not been that great on top of that. I'm just like, why? I'm like, you didn't have the energy before, and then when you have, and then now with this Halo Infinite and stuff and all that coming around the corner for this launch, it just like, I'm sorry, I'm kind of rambling on a little bit right now, but
No. Take the floor. You haven't been here. Nobody's heard your opinion. Take the floor. Take your time. Take the floor.
But yeah, but if they claim that Halo is supposed to be this beast of a franchise, I'm just like, where, why is nobody playing it? Why is nobody still streaming it? I'm just like, I mean, I'm gonna use this example. I don't want to put no comparison towards it though, but I'm just like, people are still playing The Last of Us till this day on the multiplayer. I'm like, where's this for Halo? I'm like, Halo supposed to be this juggernaut, but then nobody's playing this. It's like in the old West. It's like in the old West. So anybody that's up there pissed off about Halo Infinite or anything have anything to do with that, you just kidding yourselves, in my opinion, because you should have had the energy before all this Halo. You should have still been playing Halo, advertising it, been excited for Halo coming to Windows 10 and Steam. I'm like, none of that. I'm like that just it just shows that they don't really want to buy games anymore. They don't want to buy games anymore. They don't want to play no more. They just want to sit on their hands and just play for a little bit and give their buyers opinions about this stuff and all that. I'm like, just let Halo just die, because nobody's really playing it anymore. PC users would have gave it a breath of life, but that won't last long because they got their own thing they worrying about. But Halo just not the same no more. Same thing with Gears and stuff and all of that. They just don't have the same staying power. They're not really trying to really make each sequel stand out from one another. They're not doing it anymore. They cool with it being stagnated and being consistent. They cool with it being coasting, and they just riding on the name alone. The name can only go so doggone long. The only name that can go so long and people still buy it is Mario, but Mario do things differently, but they milk the crap out of it. I ain't gonna front on that, but it's just too much of the same with Halo, especially when they try to appease to the Call of Duty crowds and stuff. That's when they lost people right after Reach. That's when the downhill started to happen right after Reach, and that was the last good Halo in my opinion.
No, I agree with you on that. But they got crazy over somebody leaving. Okay, listen, the game's not that far out from being released, so right now it's just in like patch up, fix up stage. Who cares if she left? But like you said, at least let die. At least, I got to give, PlayStation again more credit. With God of War, they went in a new direction, okay? And it made Game of the Year.
Right.
They changed it up. Now they got a new way to go with the game because they got the sun and they got other and you had to see the cliffhanger at the end. If you didn't go back to the house, you got guys go back to the house and you'll see what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna spoil it for nobody, but there's some shit. If you didn't go back to the house towards the end and just turned it off, you're crazy and didn't finish it. Go back to the house and find out what's happening. All right, because there's some other shit. But they changed it up and it won Game of the Year. They took a chance to change it. Sometimes you're right. You got to make changes or let it die. You do. You're absolutely right, Ness, when you said that. If you're not going to change it up and do something better and make it better than the last sequel, then there's something wrong. Then let it die. You're absolutely right with that. I agree 100% with that. Lincoln, what are your thoughts on that?
Whoever it is that left 343, excuse me, I don't know who it is. And I don't think it's a big loss. And the reason why I say that is it's not a big loss if this person wasn't allowed to let their talent shine. You know, to use a basketball comparison, we all know who Steph Curry is, and we know the dude can shoot the lights out. What good is it to have him there if the coach won't let him shoot and tell him to bring the ball across the court and pass it, and that's it? So when he becomes a free agent and leave, it's not that big of a loss because management wouldn't let his talent shine through. They wouldn't let him shoot. So he got to go take his talents elsewhere. Microsoft has a reputation for breathing down these developers' necks, you know, and handcuffing them and not giving them, you know, room to move around. I think they put these people on limited budgets. I've pointed that out before. Like, for instance, you know, with Forza Motorsport 7, the shortcuts they took with the pit stop thing, you know, a car pulling into an empty lot. You hear wrenches and impact guns, but no people out there actually working on the car, and then it drives off, versus Sony putting that quality into the game with GT Sport. When that car pulls into the pit, you see people working on that car, pulling the tire off, the wrenches, you know, putting gas in it. Microsoft took all that shit out to try to save a couple of pennies, you know, something, a little bit of animation that would have added some immersion to the game, you know. So you handcuffed
some more realism.
Yeah,
just to beat on Gran Turismo.
Yeah, so you handcuffed, in my opinion, you handcuffed these developers and didn't let all of their talent shine. Take Ninja Theory, for instance. You know, Ninja Theory is that diamond in the rough, that developer that everybody say, imagine what they can do with a AAA budget. And they give us this bullshit ass Bleeding Edge. Microsoft hands was all over that. I don't care what they say. It was evident during E3. They did not look happy when they showed everybody that game. They didn't look happy at all. So, you know, Microsoft handcuffed them. No, do this. No, we don't need this. Take it out of the game. You know, so hearing that somebody left 343 is actually not a surprise to me, you know, because we know Bungie was going at it with Microsoft for years. So somebody finally said, fuck you, and walked off the job. So myself, I'm wondering why it didn't happen more often and why it didn't, you know, we didn't hear about this kind of shit sooner. But we know Microsoft, you know, put these developers on a short leash. So now if this, like, if it was a situation where this dude who left 343 was doing Naughty Dog type shit and was making some amazing shit and he left.
Actually, it was a woman who left.
Whoever it was, if they was doing Naughty Dog type shit, some amazing shit, and they left, then you got, you know, then the Xbox have every reason in the world to be upset. But my guess is that this person was not allowed to shine. Look what EA did to Amy Hennig, you know, that used to be with Naughty Dog. And she went over there and worked on that Star Wars game. They wanted some multiplayer bullshit, so they basically fired her and got her out of there because she wasn't doing what they wanted. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's the situation with Halo, that, you know, Microsoft came in and put their hands all over the shit, and they said, fuck it, I'm out of here.
That's one thing I never liked about Microsoft. Is you brought up another subject that is a good subject to talk about. Sony does, I mean, they may supervise their developers, but they give them creative freedom.
It's like Microsoft micromanage too much.
For what I hear about Sony, what I was hearing about Sony is, like, you know, these developers say, you know, or Sony might tell them this is what we want, or they'll come to Sony and say this is what we got for an idea, and Sony go ahead and green light it. From what I was hearing, that Sony might pop in on them every few months just to see how things is going, and then that's it, you know, and let them get back to their work.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. They give them creative freedom. They sit down, they talk, and basically say, this is what we're looking for. Okay. And I'm sure Sony will also tell them, you know, let us know your progress, or if you need something from us. Otherwise, we agreed on something, do what you got to do. Microsoft puts people, they're like, oh, no, we can't have that. No, we can't have that. No, take that out. No, don't do that. And I'm like, what is wrong with you people? Why do you think some of your games didn't sell?
not only that, Microsoft will not take chances. They put everybody on the same shit. 343. They should be given a chance to show how talented they might be. To me, they might be really talented, and if they are, they'll never get the credit that they deserve because Microsoft is restricting them only to Halo. It won't let them work on some other shit. Same thing with who is it that makes Forza Horizon? Same thing. I think Microsoft got them restricted. The Coalition
Playground Games. I think
Coalition is restricted to Gears. So none of these developers, if they got any other kind of talent besides picking up somebody else's shit, we'll never know about it because Microsoft won't let them spread their wings.
Right.
What? I don't blame these people. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I don't blame these people for leaving, or if they are behind the scene working on getting out by, on the side, developing something else and approaching, other developing companies and saying, listen, I got this, but I'm not allowed to do that over here. Can I bring it to you? I wouldn't be surprised if so many people are going to do that.
I think that's already happening. It's just the transition is just real slow. But what I was going to say was about 343, like with them making Halo and stuff and all of that. Why couldn't they just do like what Guerrilla did with when they switched from Killzone to Horizon? I mean, it don't have to necessarily be a Horizon clone. It could be something that they can do that's futuristic, because right now Halo, they in that room of everything's being futuristic and outworldly. They could do something like that. And not just do Halo. They can do something like what Guerrilla did, in my opinion.
Why can't they have, if you have a studio, why can't you have, like, you got 60 people in a studio? Just use that as a number. Why can't you have 30 working on one thing and 30 working on something else? They may have another idea. So if they have an idea, these other people know about the sequels you want already. These other 30, they know how to handle it. Let these other 30 people work on something else that may be profitable to the gaming community. But they don't do that. They want 60 people working on just one thing and that's it. That makes no sense to me.
Even if Microsoft gave them the green light to go ahead and try something different, they will still put them on. They will still put them on a limited budget. I mean, look no further than State of Decay. That game right there, the code, that was the kind of game where you found the code in a box of Captain Crunch cereal. That's how fucked up that game.
Throwing the whole box away.
So that was awful, and to me, Sea of Thieves was an indie game. Microsoft just marketed this shit as if it was AAA, and I even think they might have been put on a limited budget.
You can tell through the E3 demo they have, and the release footage. Or was it the beta? One of those. You can tell that the quality dropped.
I'm going to bring up one other topic that has to do with this. It's in conjunction with this before I do my last one, because my last one's not about gaming. But you wonder, they put them on a limited budget, right? And then they put instead of letting people buy their game, they put it on Game Pass. Now, the reason why I bring up Game Pass is because you got some people that will do it religiously every month. Okay. Yeah. Then you got those people who will buy it 1 month and cancel it. Then you got people like me, when they come out with something, I don't know the last time I paid $10 for that, because I cancel it and I pay $1 every time. So how are you paying these people enough to want to work for you? I have not paid for Game Pass, but one time I cancel it and I won't go back for a while. And guess what? They send me an offer for $1. Leave it again, send me an offer again for $1. So I've gotten it like sometimes 2 and 3 months in a row.
I'm willing to bet that Microsoft signed all these. First of all, I had said it a million times. Keep in mind what kind of developers Microsoft signed. I said it before. They signed bootleg developers to create bootleg games. A lot of these people that they picked up them up when these developers were on the verge of going bankrupt, or Microsoft caught them in a vulnerable position. So Microsoft probably got these developers at below their market value. So Microsoft probably gave them pennies on the dollar, and whatever they gave them, they might have gave them that money up front, rather than letting them get, royalties or whatever. They might have just gave them some guaranteed money that was probably chicken feed. Now these people are probably locked into contracts for 4 or 5 years, and they getting paid shit.
I'll tell you one thing: you couldn't do that to me, because I don't care. I would pack my shit up and go. I'd find a job somewhere else. I'm not going to sell my talents for pennies.
My
If
thing
I got
is,
a talent, I'm not going to do that.
But keep in mind, I think, like, who was it? Obsidian, or who, I can't remember which one of these damn Obsidian or Visceral. One of these damn developers hadn't put out a hit game in like 10 years or something like that. So Microsoft caught them in a vulnerable position. They might have been on the verge of closing their doors. So that was the whole thing. Microsoft could never walk up to Naughty Dog and try to lowball them. Microsoft would have to, cut off one of their arms to buy Naughty Dog. But to go off and, buy my next door neighbor who's a developer, you probably get him for $300 a week.
Out of the garage.
Yeah.
What
So, that's basically what Microsoft did. Caught these dudes when they was on the verge of being at the unemployment line.
True. What were you gonna say, Ness?
I was gonna say was that shows that they don't know their worth. On top of it, even if they are going down like that, you going with Microsoft. I'm like, you couldn't even go with Nintendo or at least Sony, at least somebody, at least bring you some more money, at least help push your next project that you're working on. So with them going with them, they know for a fact they should have known from their track record. They don't give any creative freedom. They cut too many doggone corners to get their doggone games out on time. They should at least known. They should at least did some kind of research. I understand if they're hurting for money, but they should at least did some better research as far as how they are, as far as the micromanaging, not giving them creative control, just not letting them reach their potential that they need to be. They should have known that. So I don't really feel too bad for them. I don't feel bad for them now, especially since they going with them, because they gonna be more so be making doggone mobile type games and stuff and all of that. Them doggone freemium type games.
I think that if Ninja Theory, because I think they made a big mistake getting on board with Microsoft. I think if they would have had the funds to pull it off, because I haven't played Hellblade, but man, dude, that shit looked good. I mean, it looked like, even though I haven't played it, just the videos that I've seen, it looked like AAA quality shit in terms of the graphics. And the game is even in VR. But where I'm going with this is, I think that if they could have came out with one more good game, maybe Sony would have picked them up, and then that would have been a dream come true, because they would have got a AAA budget and they would have got that creative freedom that they was looking for. But now you got Microsoft, basically giving them a prepaid Target card with $20 on it and told them to build a game from that.
Mm-hmm. Dasmy in chat said something, and I agree 100% with him. It's a slap in the face, basically, to put somebody's game on Game Pass day one. It's pretty much telling a developer you ain't worth shit.
Yep.
In my opinion. And what you were saying about that game, Lincoln, that game was good. They had psychiatrists and everything come in and psychoanalysts to help develop that game. They honestly did.
Mm-hmm.
They
I'm
had
medical.
It's worth your time.
But I'm gonna get it in VR when I get it, though.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, it's worth your time. They had, doctors, therapists, psychoanalysts, psychiatrists, everybody come in and work on that game. See, that's what people don't realize about that game. It's and people make fun of people, but that's a game about somebody who has some mental health issues. Okay, and I kind of like the fact that they brought that into a game, because if you don't have your head up your ass and have a thinking brain, you will know there's a message in there. There's a message in there, and that's what was good about that game. Besides the gameplay, the graphics, and everything else about the game, it was good.
Yeah, it's
And
a real good game.
I think you'll enjoy that in VR. I'm gonna tell you right now, I think you'll enjoy that in VR.
And you know
Without
what?
that.
It give the message it'll give you the feeling like Concrete Genie as far as the message that you have in it as far as that, because one deal with psychosis while the other one deals with bullying and stuff and all of that. So the two have like a similar theme as far as how it feel, how it makes you feel, and what your character go throughs and you know, the climax and everything like that.
No, you're absolutely right about that. And speaking of that, I personally enjoyed Concrete Genie. What about you, Ness?
Well, I'm going to dive into it later today when I do some Dead by Daylight. So I've just been watching people so far.
Oh, listen, I enjoyed it. I beat the game, but I enjoyed that shit. I mean, maybe a few trophies I missed, but I beat the game and I enjoyed the whole thing. And you're right, it has a message in it about bullying and these kids making fun of this person and whatever. I'm not going to spoil it for those who haven't played. Like you said, you saw some things, but I don't like to spoil things because some people haven't gotten it yet, so I'm not going to do that. But you're right. It has a message. It has a message.
Concrete Genie, it is on my radar because it has a VR mode. But if I was to buy it right this moment, it would be a backlog game because of me being tied up in Asgard's Wrath. But make no mistake about it, I will get Concrete Genie sooner or later.
Okay, cool. No, I
Yeah.
think you'll enjoy it. I think you'll enjoy it. I enjoyed the game. I really did. I enjoyed the game. So I think you will too, Lincoln, because we have we have some games that we're similar in that we like and enjoy. But yeah, I think you enjoy that very much so. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to talk about game before I get to the next topic, because this next topic really is going to make me mad again. So I'm making sure that I ain't got nothing else to say about gaming before I do this. I know there was something else I wanted to say, and I can't think of it now. I just lost my train of thought. Anyway, let's get into it, because this may lead me into something else. Okay. Now, you guys said you had no other topics, right? At the moment, off the top of your head?
No, I don't.
Well, I was just gonna say was anybody else Dead by Daylight? If anybody had that they want to play with your boy, I do play that quite often because that's one game you actually got to play like often that takes a lot of skill.
What game is that?
Dead by Daylight.
Day by Daylight. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So hit him up. Okay. I asked that because I don't know if you guys are aware, something recently happened, and which I thought was very fucked up. And if I get a little emotional, don't mind me. But I do hate getting into politics, but I love speaking on real shit. Okay. So this past weekend, a woman by the name of I hope I say her name right. Atatiana Jefferson was sitting in her home, in her living room, playing a video game with her nephew. A neighbor called the police because one of her doors to her property was open. Maybe she wanted some air. But anyway, so whoever called the police called for a wellness check. Maybe thought there was something wrong. The cop ended up showing up for the wellness check, ended up shooting and killing her in her own home. Okay? Another life had to end thanks to America employing police officers with shitty training. Now, from what I heard, this cop said he saw a shadowy figure in the doorway of his house. Now, you saw a shadow. Did you use a flashlight? Did you call out this is the police? None of this was addressed. Okay? None of it. He shot and killed an innocent woman in her home, and that little boy had to see that. I'd like to know when this is going to stop, because that really bothered me a lot. The cop was asked to come because the neighbor thought something may have happened. He saw a shadow and just started shooting. Is that what cops are supposed to do? No. You killed an innocent woman for no reason. Are these the people who are supposed to protect us? They ain't protecting us. They're killing us. And unless we all speak out, they're going to be the biggest legal gang and scaredy cats in the world that they see a shadow or hear a noise. They're just going to start shooting all of us. We could be on the street. The cop could be on a beat, okay, a walk beat maybe. He hears a cat or squirrel running or something, hit the garbage can where there's a crowd of people. He gets scared, pulls out his gun, and starts shooting at everybody. Any one of us on this panel or in this chat could be killed tomorrow because these cops aren't educated enough, aren't qualified enough to actually save our lives. They kill us. And I'm getting tired of it. This is not right. It's not fair. We pay their salaries, but they're killing us. That's not right. This poor woman lost her life. And I don't think she was that old. I don't know her age, but I heard she was, kind of young. Lost her life playing a video game with her nephew. Because she left her door open? Yeah, depending on what game you're playing, you turn down your lights. Maybe the screen door was locked, but she just left it open, the door, because maybe she wanted some fresh air in the house.
Yeah.
And you kill you kill this woman over there? I need to know why this shit is happening.
It's because now there's no real consequences as far as them they're bored. All they got to do is just saying that they felt threatened and they fear for their lives and stuff like that, which is some bull.
Wait. First of all, not to cut you off, Ness. Somebody just told me she was 28. I knew she was in the 20s. I knew she was young. But my thing is that how could they feel threatened and all they saw was a shadow? The woman was sitting playing a video game. So yeah, your TV on and maybe you don't have all the lights. You're going to see that. How were they threatened? I get what you're saying though, but how were they threatened?
They're just, like I said, they anything would scare them. A dog and butterfly would land on their shoulder, they'll start shooting. They're just that sensitive as far as that being afraid. And then they need to go through psychoanalysis. That's what they need to do as far as their training, so that way they can better evaluate those who they put on the force. That's what they need to do, instead of having them trying to learn only a small portion of the law on top of that. They need to learn all the laws on top of that for number one. And then number two, they need a psychoanalysis, so that way they can see who's better fit to handle this de-escalate situations. And some of those who can't de-escalate situations, they need to have a desk job, or they need to find something else.
All right. And I got to tell you, the person who actually told me that was Brown Sugar Candy, a very long supporter of mine. And she's very pissed off about this. Just as well as I am. My thing is, if there was such a wellness check, right? Why did the cop go solo? Usually they have backup in situations. He went solo. To me, this doesn't make no sense. Okay, Now you got a kid that's traumatized for the rest of his life. You know what hatred's going to go through that kid's mind every time he see a cop or a certain individual or of authority? You know what's going to go? He going to be scared. He may wound up with some fucking mental issues that nobody can resolve. That's not fair to that child, and it wasn't fair to her to lose her life. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not fair. This needs to stop. It really needs to stop. And I don't know. Unfortunately, we got a fucking president is the biggest fucking fucking bully of them all. So it doesn't help anything better.
Cause I tell you one thing, I'm afraid of the police. On top of that, y'all may think I'm BSing, but I'm afraid because like at night you would not catch me driving out at night at all. I'm telling you, because them in I would say a couple times when the police messed with me over some bull, like when I had a brake light, the dude took me down there to just there for a holding cell or whatnot for a traffic violation of my brake light. The dude up there like was just mad hostile and everything like that. Start snatching my arm and all kinds of crap.
Let me tell you something. You know what pissed me off a lot too? And not to get off of her, because her life was important. What about the black dude that got killed by the woman cop? The family hugged her. She had, and a black female judge came off the bench and hugged her and cried too. Now, come on now. That was no mistake. I'm sorry.
She hugged her because she was a cop, that's all.
No. He asked, the brother forgave her and said, all he wants you to do is get God in your life. As a judge, you're supposed to remain neutral. You're not supposed to get off the bench and hug somebody that just killed somebody that you just sentenced. That's not, no. This shit needs to stop.
Right, I'm telling you.
The reason I say that is, not to cut you off, the reason I say that is because I'm Irish. I'm white myself, okay? And if I did that, I would not want nobody to do that, because to me, that means the law is corrupt. I don't care if she was a police officer or not. Okay? Something else was going on that was hiding behind the scenes that nobody knows about, that they gave her a hug. You know, people are getting passes because they're cops. I don't care if you're white, black, purple, green, or blue. You kill somebody for no reason. If you can't do your job properly, you shouldn't be there. Period.
But they ain't gonna be honest with themselves. You already know that. They're not gonna be honest with themselves.
The reason that bothers me even more is because I'm with a black man. And it bothers me. He steps out this door. I wonder, is he gonna come home today? Is he gonna be caught in the crossfire? Is he gonna be caught with the police doing something stupid? I got to worry about this every day because it happens to more, black people, black dudes than anything. I was surprised it happened to a black woman this way. I could see in the street, but not in the home. It more happens to black men. But that bothers me because I have to worry about him coming home every day. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This should not be happening in this day and age. We're going to 2020. What is wrong with this world? And like I said, we got a president that's corrupt as fuck. Okay? And it's making it even worse because people are hiding behind. The thing that bothered me the most, too, not to get too political, but he got in office and things got worse. People are now coming out with things that they wanted to say or do, but didn't do it because he's doing it, so they think it's okay now. So you see twice as much racism, and then you got more killings now. You got more killings now by the cops, even, and now you can see in it worse that it's people are just in their homes playing video games, eating ice cream, and shit's happening. How is this possible? It just, I don't understand. And it really bothers me because I got to worry about my man going outside the door and wondering if a cop gets, he walks outside, thinks he's somebody else, and shoots his ass for no fucking reason. That's not right. People, I'm gonna say something. Y'all black men shouldn't have to worry about going outside to go to work and worrying about getting stopped to get shot. Or eating ice cream in your house, or this poor black woman who was sitting in her house playing with her, taking care of her nephew, and got her ass killed. That's not right. It's not right. And I'm sorry, I'm rambling, but it bothers me. It bothers me a lot. And like I said, I get scared for my man going out the house because I don't know if he'll come home. Or I'm going to get a phone call and knock on my door. This shit is serious. And somehow we as Americans need to stick together and fight this. Because a lot of lives are being ruined because we have cops that are not qualified. Or cops that were bullied when they were kids and all of a sudden become bullies. It's not right. I'm sorry, guys. That just got to me.
No, you fine. No, you needed to, say what you needed to say. So I mean, and then that's your truth, and then it is the reality of it is today is it's very troublesome and worrisome when you gotta worry about or if the police gonna stop and worry about you, and if they do stop and mess with your stuff and all that, well, I go home with my life intact and stuff and all of that. So that's it's very concerning because like I said, I see it happen all the time, and just to have people to just walk up to you and they could just kill you willy-nilly, and then
And walk.
they cold-blooded killers and stuff and all of that. The worst part is the jump. It be premeditated, and that's the worst part is about that is they go knowing that that's their intent, and they know that they would not be that they will be exonerated for the stuff that they have to do. They sign up.
You know what's funny? Because they're police officers.
Yeah. So they can kill in cold blood, and then as long as you got that badge and under a certain group of people up in there, then they're gonna look the other way, and it's sad that it shows that not only that, it shows how far that human life is not being valued on top of that, because at the end of the day it's a life. I mean, if we can fight this so doggone hard for animals and stuff and all of that, and want them to live and stuff and all that, why can't we do it for people? I mean,
Good point.
We sit up there and antagonize people so doggone much and stuff and all that, but then we can go around saying, say the animal, if you kill this animal, then you doing time and stuff and all of that. But then we the ones that's still stuck up there with savages and stuff and all of that that's killing one another, and then they hide behind the badge and like you said, them up there being bullied or them being cowards or didn't know how to stand up for themselves and stuff and all of that. Now that they do, they got this false sense of superiority of feeling that they can do whatever they want and don't have any consequences because they feel that they're not above the law when they actually are. They're public service. They're there to protect us. They're there to work for us. But then they forget about that because they feel like that they're not being held at a certain standard when it should be across the board.
Yeah, I mean, I think about, what if there was a racist cop that knew, like where I live, we had issues here with people hanging out and doing stupid shit around my house. My man went outside, talked to the cops, they talked to me, whatever. Now, these guys know who I am. What if they don't like interracial couples and have a problem? It should shoot my ass at a routine traffic stop or something like that. I don't know. I worry about my ass coming home too, but I'm not going to give in to them either. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The way I live it and the way I like to live it and the way I love living it. I'm not going to give in to that. But it's always in the back of your mind. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Yeah.
were saying that it's always in the back of your mind. And it just bothers me. And like I said, I spoke up about several shootings that happened. I spoke up about the woman cop, they killed the guy and whatever, the black dude just eating ice cream, watching TV. Um, you know, I, you know, I just don't like any of it, and I think there's a lot of things that need to change. Um, me personally, I'm not giving into the bullshit. And my only thing is for those of you guys listening, don't give in to the bullshit that they're trying to put on you, make you feel less than what you are, or whatever. Don't let it happen. Stand strong, hold your head up, and know who you are. And know you're better than they are. Even though they're supposed to be public servants and our taxes pay for them, they ain't going to protect us. So we got to protect each other and stand by each other. That's what's got to happen in order for that to get fixed.
I agree with you 100%.
Because if we out here don't stick together, they're just going to run rampant. Just like a regular gang does. They're going to run rampant. So we need to stick together. Okay? As people who have normal brains and aren't racist and aren't stupid. Take that racist shit and take it somewhere else. Now, if you got a problem with the cops, all right, you're welcome to join. But don't come in here and act stupid against anybody that's in the group because you don't like the way they look. Don't do that, because then you're out. But we need to stick together as citizens of this country. We're supposed to be free, but actually, when you look at the cops, we're not free. You can't even be free in your own home and leave your door open to get a breath of fresh air. You can't even do that now. They're going to shoot and kill you. It's crazy. Lincoln, what are your thoughts? You've been quiet.
Yeah, this kind of stuff is it's never a topic that I feel comfortable talking about.
Oh, okay.
There are those who believe that the KKK has infiltrated police organizations across the country, where they have paid police departments to insert their own people onto the police force for the sole purpose of killing minorities, mostly black, in an attempt to try to control our numbers. This stuff seems like it's beginning to be the new trend. These cops killing motorists was just absolutely crazy a few years ago. And now it almost seems like this might be the new trend where they, walking into somebody's door and shooting them, talking about they feared for their life. I don't buy that shit about them fearing for their life or these cops need training. That's bullshit. These cops have been properly trained, because I see way too many videos of white men attacking cops with bats, sticks, knives, and they find a way to apprehend this dude without putting a scratch on him. They find a way to apprehend him, cuff him, and take him to jail without so much as putting a scratch on his face. But yet you have a cop that might have 130-pound black man in front of him talking about he feared for his life. It's absolutely ridiculous. And
It's a hard subject, Lincoln. I know you haven't.
It's never an easy subject, but but a lot of these killings of minorities seem to be happening the most in the South, where where racism is the strongest.
Yeah.
And where the roots of organizations like the KKK were born.
Mm-hmm.
I live here in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and I have not been fucked with by the cops in about probably about 20 years. In fact, I live in Wyoming, Michigan, which is right next to Grand Rapids. And this used to be one of the most racist towns in West Michigan. This town about 30 years ago was so racist that if a cop saw a black person driving down the street, the cops would do a U-turn, pull this dude over, and find a reason to give him a ticket. Because the message was clear: do not come into our town, because Wyoming was a middle class, it was a middle class white town. But we in Grand Rapids, in the downtown area, we have an arena called Van Andel Arena. So they've been trying to draw the middle class back into Grand Rapids and trying to shove all the minorities out of Grand Rapids into the surrounding areas like Wyoming, Kentwood, and Walker. These were all white towns where a black person couldn't even, set foot into these towns. Now these towns are the ghetto, so I'm starting to see more thugs and hood rats moving into these apartments around here. But yet the cops don't fuck with me. I don't fit the description of a thug. I don't drive a thug cars. I don't drive like thugs and shit like that. So while it's a big concern, the shit that's going on in today, I'm not fearing for my life the way I would if I was living in the South.
Okay. You brought up something about earlier about, if a white dude got in a cop's face, it's like, giving it a pass. That I agree with.
I've seen just as many videos of white men attacking police.
Yeah,
as I have videos of police killing black people. But they find a way to take this white dude in. Do you think a black dude will come at a cop and the cop going to run away from him, trying to spray mace in his face, or
the dude naked,
try to shoot him with the taser gun? If a dude even wipe his nose, he getting shot. So
right, like they let that the white dude who was up there attacking a cop that was naked and stuff. All of that, the cop was up there scared. I'm like, how you scared of a dog or unarmed naked dude?
You can't tell me that this is improper training. Right. If they can find a way to take a dude down that's wielding a weapon with the intentions of trying to kill the cop or do harm to him, and they're managing to apprehend these dudes and take them in with no harm.
Right. They're just full of crap. I'm like, how can you sit up there one minute you got the tools and the training to take somebody out when it's on the complexion of the complexion of the protection of the collection, I'm gonna just say, but then turn around and you can't instill the same training to somebody that may give you lip, and then you turn around and kill them.
What I was going to bring up when you said that, Lincoln, was there's a thing on YouTube where it was a black dude and a white dude that actually got together and did something where they had rights to bear arms, right, in different areas.
Mm-hmm.
And they went to different areas. When the white dudes had, carrying guns like over their shoulders, doing all that, the cops just came up and talked to him. Didn't unholster his gun, didn't do nothing. Well, what are you doing? Blah, 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 blah. When a black dude did it and his girlfriend was filming it, and she was pregnant, he was walking in front of, the cop got out the vehicle, told him to put his gun down, lay on the ground, and then they had like, how many? I think it was like eight cop cars surrounding him. I saw the difference. I know the difference. I've seen it. And then you get I've seen the mass shootings with white dudes. They get insanity, or they get to plead insanity, where a black dude never comes out alive.
Did you see?
And the funny thing is, though, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Funny thing is, when it comes to mass shootings of churches and this and that, it's not a black dude. It's never a black man. Unfortunately, the problem I have with black men is they kill each other, and that needs to stop. But that's another time, another day. But when it comes to mass shootings and crazy shit, where things go crazy, it's a white dude, but they always get off on insanity pleas. They never shoot to kill. They'll never shoot him, even if he's armed. They don't shoot him.
And
They
He's
find
more
a
likely
way.
to get an insanity plea if he kills a group of black people. If he kills a bunch of white people, then yeah, he might get sent. He might get the proper jail time that he deserves. You know, he might get capital punishment. That case, you know, like with Timothy McVeigh when he was accused of blowing up that daycare center by parking a truck full of chemicals in front of it.
Mm-hmm.
If he had blown up a black church like that, he probably would have got Burger King too.
And you know what? Now that I think about it, just like when they had that one dude that got pulled over and the police lied and said that he had a gun, but they had the thing recorded and everything because the dude knew. I think the dude knew his laws or something like that, and the police tried to lie on him and said that he had a gun or whatnot, but he never pulled it out or anything like that. When on camera, I mean on both cameras, they that it contradicted the police up there saying that the guy had a gun. I'm just like. They would allow you if they could because they can edit those body cams and stuff and all of that. And that's the sad part is because they'll take their word over yours off top, and that's the worst part is because I'm like how can you sit up there and work for us and stuff and all of that, but then when we speak out about y'all, it's like we are the least you concerned when they speak back about us. I'm like it's frustrating. It's frustrating when they'll believe the police before they believe us, unless they have raw footage of the footage that happened.
And you know what? Somebody else has got to take that raw footage. Like you said, those tapes can be altered. So you're absolutely right about that. Unless they have somebody else taking that footage, they can come in that's not afraid to go in for their life and show it in the courtroom and say, no, I'm not handing it over to no cops where it could disappear. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
The cops don't have to alter footage. All they have to do is come in and give that person a command that they know that person cannot obey. Like a few years ago in Minnesota, when the cops killed this man in the car in front of his girlfriend and his 5-year-old daughter.
I remember that.
Put him in a position where they already gave him a death sentence. One cop told him, do not move. The other cop told him, open the glove box and get your paperwork out of the glove box. So if he reaches for the glove box to get his paperwork, the cop that told him don't move is going to shoot him. If he doesn't move, then the cop that told him to get his stuff out is either going to shoot him or at the very least arrest him for not following orders or whatever the case may be. And then if they arrest him, somehow the dude is going to come up dead on the way to the police station.
Or what they'll tell him is he was resisting arrest.
Yeah.
Yep. That was funny. Lincoln, that was the example I was going to bring up. You brought up because I was going to bring that one up. But go ahead.
And then because of how racist this country is, it's already easy for the cops to say, well, he didn't do this or I felt threatened and stuff like that. So as soon as a black person is killed by the cops, there's instant outrage by the black community. But then on the white community, the first thing that comes out of their mouth is, we don't know what happened. We need to gather all the facts. We don't know. He could have done something that startled the cop, shit like that, even like going all the way back to the Rodney King beating.
Oh, let's not go there. Lord.
They were saying that the cops gave him a command and told him not to move, but you saw that the cops was frying him with the taser gun.
How can you not move?
Right. So it's never, and it's never comfortable for me to talk about because I have white friends that I have grown up with that I've known for damn near 40 years. And I still keep contact with them to this day. They know, they see what's going on in this country. And they wouldn't be offended by if I did speak out about this situation, but it's still
Yo. Sorry.
it's still never an easy situation to talk about.
But you know, the one situation that still gets me to this day is the one I think it was the Sean Bell one. Which one was it was the one with no dude. They had him laying down and they shot him in his back while they had him laying down. Which one was that one?
Man, so many people have been killed by the cops that I almost like don't. I barely am familiar with this situation. It seemed like this was happening couple years ago. Seemed like this was happening every day. In my opinion, that's the only thing that Obama failed at, is that these cops killing black motorists was rampant all over the country, and he didn't do anything about it.
Before we continue, guys, I invited another guest. He has to come by. You guys probably know him, Voice Legends.
Yep, right here.
Okay.
How's it going, guys?
But Voice, before you say anything, I just want to say I want to address something that Dan asked in chat. Should firearms be banned? And he said military guns should be. Now, my question to you all is, first of all, there should be no military guns on the street.
Yeah, there shouldn't be any military guns at all. Let's just get that out of the way right now.
But what are your thoughts about what we've been talking about, Voice?
Well, I don't usually put too much, insight into things like this, but I do feel like personally it's wrong. And like you guys were saying earlier, it usually does seem to happen in the South. We don't usually get these things like over here on, West or even East sides like that, to be honest. It's usually just the South. But yeah, it's fucked up. Like, man, and it just seems to be getting worse every year. And I don't really know what to blame personally. Like, you'll see people say, well, ban guns, it won't be an issue. But what about the officers? They still have guns. I mean, what do you do about that? And there's no way to actually know if like one's crooked or not, until the action happens. That's the worst part about it.
Even though
they could set you up in the worst ways imaginable.
Mm-hmm. I think even though a lot of cops are crooked, I still think they need to carry firearms, because if you take away firearms from a cop, you're going to have a lot of people that will get really bold and try to take on a cop. I think a gun in your face is the ultimate detractor from trying to take on a cop.
Oh, definitely.
I could tell you something. I was walking in an area I lived one time with a friend of mine who was black, right?
Yeah.
And we weren't even near the place they were talking about, right? And this cop drove past and saw us come out my house, all right?
Mm-hmm.
And we got around the corner, and he was acting real funny. He pulled out his gun on us and acted crazy and said, "No, you're the ones," or whatever. We were like, "What are you talking about?" He told me, "Stand behind me. I got you." He was acting so nervous. And
so the guy wasn't on something?
I don't know. He was just a cop. In the area I lived in. He was a black cop, and he just acted like he was like scared or whatever. I don't know. My friend was a big guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe he was afraid of him. I don't know. But, I got scared because I thought I was going to die. He said, "No, you stand behind me. I got you. Don't worry about it." And another cop came by and said, "I know these guys. What are you doing? They don't even live over there. What are you talking about?" And stopped the guy from doing what he was doing. I mean, he was acting crazy. I thought either me or my friend was getting shot. He was that nervous. And we found out he was a rookie. But if you're a rookie, you shouldn't be in a car by yourself.
Right.
And you just drove past my place, and you looked right in my face when I came out the building. So how can you tell me you didn't know where I just came from? But you just oh, you trying to make yourself look good or something or whatever. But that scared
That's
the
fucking
shit out of
bullshit.
me. That scared the shit out of me. That scared the shit out of me. You know, let me do a couple of shout outs because we had a lot of people join us with this. Saying man, Eddie Brock, video game lover, Sean Troll, Michael Dust, Ross Silly, Kevin Mack, Enzo, Almighty D, Rated D, Ra. We had a lot of people join us, but you don't only have to talk about this subject. If I'm going, you know what, voice. I'm gonna leave the floor open to you for a couple of minutes since you joined us late. You can talk about the games or the stuff we discussed earlier,
Mm-hmm.
or you could discuss what we're talking about now. I know that both Ness and um, uh, Lincoln will join in with you. If you want to change it back to another topic, that's fine. I just had to get this out.
No, I
But
understand.
I'm
Oh
gonna,
no, it's all good.
no, because it bothers me. Like I said,
Right.
you gotta know, you guys know my man is black, but I worry about him walking out that door every day. You know what I'm saying? Because I never know what
Yeah.
happens. So, but no, I want to open the floor, and I want, like, since you're a guest, I want you to, have the floor. Whatever you want to talk about, you go ahead and talk about.
Well, let's see. Where would I actually start? Shoot. Well, I guess I can like maybe give my thoughts on PS5 and where I stand on the whole
Go ahead.
PlayStation
Yeah,
thing.
let's go back to that. Let's go back to that real quick.
Because
Well,
yes, gaming is my passion,
Yeah,
Yeah, I
there
love
we go.
gaming.
and it is my escape when I come home from a hard day's work. So I can never get enough of talking about gaming.
So go
yeah.
ahead, take it away. Take it away, boy.
Okay, so yeah, here's where I stand on the whole PS5 thing. Well, first of all, you can't talk about PS5 without talking about PS4 first. That shit was a success, man. Tons of great games, tons of great support. Sony definitely knocked it out of the park with this one. Way better than the PS3, without a shadow of a doubt. I even thought the PS3 was pretty good near the end, even though the beginning of it was kind of shit. They didn't have too many good games out there. They had a few, but they didn't have as many as one might had expected it to have in the beginning, especially with the success of the PS2 and PS1. I'm a huge fan of the PS1 and PS2 specifically. Tons of great games playing it. One of my first games on there was what's that game called? Well, I played the Bouncer first off. Didn't really like that one, but I also played Crash: The Wrath of Cortex, and there was a few other games I got on there too, Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance and all that. So I had a variety of things. It wasn't just exclusive; it was all around content, But it always seemed like they delivered. And the start of Xbox was pretty strong too, I feel, because I actually got both. Like I had the Xbox first on my birthday because it came out, right around the time where everything was cracking with the Xbox. And I just managed to get that on my birthday. But then 1 month later, I got a PS2 as well. So I was able to play both of them. And, it was good times. But with Sony, it was just something extra special about that thing, First of all, vivid memory that I had was just you could just put the DVD inside and just watch that shit. You need a playback kit for the Xbox. I fucking hated that. Great console, great memories, tons of fantastic games. PS3, not so much, but near the end, start.
I think we lost him.
Yeah, he went straight bottom. After that, it was gone.
PS3 already. So like it's kind of like a monopoly when it comes to consoles. You can never place too much faith in them. Almost every single console at one point has come to be like great at some point. Not the console, but the company. And then they get cocky and they fuck it up. Like, just the best example that I have to use for this is Sega Genesis. You win for 3 years straight against Super Nintendo. You slip and fall on your freaking face. And then Super Nintendo comes out with one game and they take the whole competition. Things like that happen in gaming. And, parent companies for these consoles should be aware of that. Thing is, will Sony see that as well? Like, will they just be like, we can't be beaten, and then they fall on their face, and then Xbox finds their answer? We don't know if that can happen. It's a possibility, so that part in my mind is always open. But seeing as how things are now, I can at least say that Xbox has a long way to go. So I feel like they're personally no threat to the PS5, to be honest. I think PS5 might definitely bring it. If they have that same mindset that they had during this whole PS4 generation, they might actually bring it, man. We might have another great Sony console on our hands.
Next up, Thrash said he's backstage.
Yeah, well, I was just about to announce that I was letting him finish. Thrash, you took your sweet ass time getting your ass here. What you got to say, brother?
All right.
Don't bite out.
So
Don't bite out on my ass.
It's that I'm on the now, all right? But I'm here. I'm on the freeway. So,
Here you go. Every time I talk to you, you're on the freeway.
Hey, what's
Freeway Thrash.
I work.
What was that?
I'm a working man. I'm working man.
Well, I know
I
that.
make more money than them. I don't need their attention. I make more money than them.
So, were you able to listen in on the podcast earlier?
Most of I don't know how much. I've been listening for the past about 20 minutes. I had to set my account up and all that shit.
You
with one hand on the freeway in California. So you know what I'm saying? I heard the part y'all talking about the cops. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that was the last topic.
How long was y'all on?
I've been on since 5:30.
I think it's 4:40 where I'm at right now.
Well, it's 7:40 where I am right now.
Oh, it's like damn 2 hours. Damn, I've been on that long. Oh yeah, really good that, man.
Yeah, 6:40 will be about me.
Yeah, me and Lincoln started, and then Ness joined because I forgot about the time difference. Mm-hmm. Then Legend joined us just recently, and you joined us. No, we were talking about besides the cop thing. We got off of that. I mean, I was pissed off about the woman that was killed, and I, I went off on that. But we're trying to get back to gaming. But some of the stuff we talked about was when it came to 343 studios and one member left and the Halo shit, and people are getting crazy over that person leaving and saying things are going to happen. What was her name? Olsen. And it's going to make a difference. It ain't going to make no damn difference.
It's not. It's not going to make a difference. Not at all.
The way I see that whole situation, this is really the third person who left. All right, in the past 3 months, I think it's the third person. But even so, these people more than likely have completed their job before they left, or else nobody.
And even if they didn't, they'll just replace them with another person.
No, yeah, but I believe they did because that's how the industry works. You can't fuck up your resume. You gotta give a motherfucker a 2-week notice or something. You can't just say you can't go to another development job and be like, oh, I quit 343 in the middle of the project. So they're thinking like, well, fuck, would you do the same shit to us? Like it's rare for somebody in the middle of a fucking project. So I think that they completed what they're going to do. Halo was going to be like Destiny. So all they really need to do is make one chapter and then charge everybody else later for the rest of the story, if even the rest of it. I mean, it's going It's gonna be like this, man. It's a 10-year game. How is it a 10-year game if it's Halo? You know what I'm saying? Like they just
Right.
it's community based and stuff. So it's like, I mean, I don't think that it's gonna mess up their plan. I do think that the OGs who actually stayed after Bungie left are now leaving because it's no longer the Halo that they invented anymore. So, I mean, and you tell me what a spiritual successor means. You know, like that don't sound like sequel to me. You know, that sounds like a spiritual successor. The
More
Lost
like
Legacy, Uncharted: The Lost Legacy is a spiritual successor. Has nothing to do with the actual main characters and shit like that. But you got the same enemies, same premise, same universe, and that's how open that saying is. And I know that Master Chief is still there, but I was even telling niggas I doubt you use that motherfucker might be a kill streak. I'm just no man. I hope it's good for gaming for games to be good, but I leaving makes a difference because they usually finish their job before they leave. But I mean, it's gonna be a wait and see thing for Halo, which has been Microsoft's whole theme the entire generation. Wait and see.
They probably just did their work and left. That's pretty much it.
Yeah,
it's not a big deal.
I mean, no, it's not a big deal. They did their work. They did what they were supposed to do and leave. What's up, Dust? Nigga, do what you do. Nigga, what's up? Do what you do, squad. What's up, nigga? What's up, Linko, Cup? You tried to hit me up a couple times, man. I've been trying to hit your ass back, but I'll be at work. But hit me up though. I'm on my way home, so hit me up whenever. Just hit me up. That's what I have.
Well, pretty much, it's everything in the title. The damage control for the devs, PS5, Halo Infinite.
At this point in time,
all right, my question was, we were talking about the PS5 and how you're in good hands with the PS5.
Yeah.
My that was one of my other questions, and this goes out to both you and Thrash. I think you answered it already. Yeah, you did, the PS5. But this goes out to Thrash. Since it's right around the corner, is this a day one buy for you, Thrash? And what do you think about the PS5 coming up? It's right around the corner. Thrash?
Oh, my bad. You can hear me now?
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah.
I forgot I muted myself. Hey, I'm more than likely gonna buy it. I didn't want an Xbox One X. I talked shit about the Xbox One X. I ain't never buying the shit. Opportunity came across to buy it, and I bought it just because I got gamer sick. So I'm more than likely gonna buy PS5 Day Zero.
Day zero? What about day one?
As far as if they focus on the hardcore, if they say they're gonna focus on the hardcore and have bomb ass games and the best games and aim for that, then it'll be another great generation. As for Xbox, them motherfuckers is going streaming. Them motherfuckers dead. Fuck them niggas. Them niggas dead. I don't give a fuck what nobody say, man. That company been gone. We over here being too nice, not realizing and not looking at the facts. What's going on, man? You don't take it to the console. You want to sell that?
You're botting.
The worst. You gotta blame LA, man. You fucking up. Pardon?
Not the moment.
It's good now.
All right.
I think Well,
I can hear you now.
Oh, go ahead. No, I was just saying. I just think Microsoft fucked. I mean, I don't think Microsoft fucked it up. I think Microsoft just doesn't care about Xbox as much as the gamers do. I mean, it's not important to them, even if it makes a profit or not. People keep talking about how much profit the Xbox makes and how much revenue. They don't even say profit; they say revenue, and revenue don't even equal profit, bro. It's just crazy to hear people say that. And it's not that. Even if it does make profit and does make money, it will never reach the goals of Microsoft and what they want from it, because Microsoft is a giant company. They want bigger money than just $1 million, $2 million fucking dollars. They want big money. The original goal for the Xbox One was 200 million consoles. They sold 40, and that's a guess. That's not even 25% of their goal. That is a failure. Somebody got fired, nigga. Like it's people say it was a success, and I'm like, it's not a success if your goal is 200 million. You don't rate your success on how much something sold. You rate your success on how big the goal was for you to make. The Nintendo Switch is probably the most successful one this generation. PlayStation, I'm not sure that it even met its goal. Its goal is always going to be more than a PS2, regardless. If it doesn't sell more than a PS2, then Sony's goal is going to be that. Is every time. That's how business is. With Xbox, they said 200 million, but even their soft goal would have been the 80 million to the 360 goal, and they didn't even get halfway there. So it's a failure, and they're making it to where that shit don't count no more. They want to count how many people they got to buy Xbox Live and Game Pass, so people can.
They seem like they just want to be more of a service, and it's just hard
they
to
care more
deny
about
that.
engagement numbers more than anything now. They don't want to announce
they want
sales, just engagement numbers or how many snacks you eat in the doggone game.
Yeah, but
Care about how many platforms they can reach.
I think Game Pass could be in serious jeopardy over these next couple of years now that Sony has made PS Now a formidable opponent against the Game Pass. In fact, it's the better value right now. The same $10 a month.
Yeah, you're right.
For you.
But actually, wait a minute, Lincoln. Game Pass isn't a value. Well, it can be, but not for Microsoft, but developers. Because, like I said earlier, when we were talking about it, if you just cancel your shit, I get it all the time for $1, and I don't have to pay that $9.99 or whatever it is, $10. I always get it for $1. I paid one time the $9.99. I haven't paid that since. And I just cancel it. Don't play for a month, and guess what happens? They'll give it to you for $1.
Yeah, we've reached that point with Game Pass. That's the only way that it's
Wait, two people asking a question. Hold on.
Go ahead, my bad.
I was gonna say, well, what if next gen, if you can't cancel out a Game Pass?
You have to be able to cancel. They can't make you pay for life.
That would be fucked up.
That's the reason why I asked. That's the reason why I asked, because what if they pull something like that?
What's going to happen here is that Sony is trying to force Microsoft into raising their prices. Like people forget, man, most of the games that's on Sony's, not most of them, but a lot of the games that's on Sony shit are games that are licensed by them, made by them, because they make way more games than the Xbox. So they got plenty of games on there. They ain't even got to pay nobody nothing. Microsoft, they have to pay their people. And they're putting their AAA games day and date on there is already a mistake, but it's to try to get people to buy into the shit.
Right.
But that's a mistake for the actual money spent, because it's going to stop them from being able to make AAA games.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Their games are going to get softer and softer because they don't want to waste money on games that's going to be a fucking $1 anyway. Nobody bought Gears.
And then the point you just made was they're going to have to raise their price on that on their Game Pass. It's going to potentially happen.
Facts. No, it's going to happen. Just like it happened with Netflix. It's going to happen. Every service has the right to move their prices up. It's way easier to move a price up for a service than it is for actual games. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they want to get to the point to where they have you with a subscription. They want you to love it so much.
They want it to succeed, yeah. Like if it succeeds,
forget that's where the money is.
Right.
Yeah.
They're gonna
I mean, like, how many of y'all can tell me when y'all next bill come out for Netflix or whatever you got, Hulu, whatever? When the next time? What's the date that shit coming out? You know what I'm saying? That's coming out of your pocket. Like it's like they want you. They make money and people forgetting shit.
And be grinning from ear to ear.
Shit. Yeah, exactly. Straight to the bank. But they're not making money right now. They're losing money, and they can afford to lose the money. They can afford to lose the money. It's just that they're going to have to get back. They're going to have people get back on. They go back to the original price of $9 and then have way more people than they did before they did this thing. So that's the whole
why it
point of
hasn't
the
raised
$1.
yet.
Yeah,
But-
that's why they haven't met that goal yet.
Yeah.
They haven't met it.
But Thrash, I got a question for you. What about these people who buy Game Pass just for one game and then cancel it next time? And then you know what they do? To get them back, they offer them $1. Get Game Pass for
Right.
$1. Again.
Yes. No, that's why they're offering you it for $1. They want you to forget about paying them. They want you to keep paying them for nothing. You know what I'm saying? At this point, they got people buying games for games that they wouldn't normally buy in the first place. You know what I'm saying? I mean, people would have bought Gears. Don't get me wrong, but like the Crackdowns, I mean, people were like, "Oh, we playing Crackdown," and they bragged about how many people playing
And
Crackdown.
there's the fish bait right there.
Yeah, and it was gone after that. You know what I'm saying?
Here
like,
you go. Enjoy very crappy games, and
Right.
you get them for not even half the price that they sell them for.
I'm saying.
Right, you get it for 99%.
Yeah.
You know what's
Yeah,
funny?
but-
It's one thing I had thought of this morning, man. Like people would get on my ass because I wouldn't get on what's the fucking game because I was get on Crackdown. I would get on Crackdown's ass and talk shit about Crackdown, and I'd be like, but I ain't never played that shit. And they like, well, you ain't never played it. How do you know it's fucked up? It's trash. I'm like, bruh, that's the biggest downgrade that we have ever seen in gaming. If you really look at what they showed you at E3 compared to what they gave you, especially of the multiplayer, that is one of the biggest downgrades in the history of gaming, bro.
And one has to wonder why the
Microsoft
fuck
said,
it happened.
And they try to put it on the
Microsoft
cloud
has said
at first.
absolutely nothing about it. Microsoft said nothing about it, bro. You know what I'm saying? I know what was wrong with it. It would have costed too much.
Because they
But
thought
it would have. Because I mean, if they would have had to they would have had to make online only, and then they would have to hope that they had enough people still online playing that shit for the amount of power that it took. And then on top of that, they were overly ambitious. It was just that
Agreed,
project.
yeah.
Cloud gaming isn't ready for that. So
and that's what they
they
depended on.
never explained. They never explained it, nigga. But if you talk about Killzone 2, like people say, oh, how come you don't do that shit for PlayStation? I'm like, niggas still talk shit about Killzone 2, and Killzone 2 was still one of the prettiest games of that generation. But it's still, if you say Killzone 2 and downgrade, that's everybody's going to talk shit about Killzone 2. So how is it okay to talk shit about Killzone 2, but not Crackdown? You know what I'm saying? When Crackdown had an even bigger downgrade than Killzone 2 did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like we're too busy holding these companies' hands for no fucking reason at all. Make these motherfuckers responsible for the products that they give us.
Different.
If we don't, they're gonna continue to give us bullshit.
Well, Thrash, that just led me into the first subject I had, which I gave, and anybody in chat will tell you that I gave you and Sekuma props about that, about the consumers not holding developers responsible for what they do and nickel and diming your asses, incomplete games and all this bullshit and want you to pay $60 for. And you guys have been talking about this for a long time. I gave
years. Yeah, man. Years. I mean, we even had private conversations about that shit. Like, man, what the fuck is up with gamers, bro? It ain't the same. Motherfuckers used to talk shit. We don't do it no more, bro. We just brag
a lot
about
of gamers
nothing.
are lazy. That's what it is. A lot of them are lazy.
We figured that a lot of gamers ain't gamers. I mean, that's the best explanation we can think about, bro. It's like, you're not a gamer if you're gonna stand next to Crackdown. If you're gonna stand next to Halo or fucking Gears looking the way they do, like they look good, but for Halo and Gears, good ain't good enough, bro. Like those games used to be phenomenal. How do you go from phenomenal to good, and that's okay? That's not okay, bro. Like do that shit with Ori or some bullshit. Don't do that shit with a game that made the Xbox. Like Halo made the Xbox, and it's not even the biggest game of this generation. Gears is, and Gears is one of the lower rated Gears. Like their games have taken a step back, and people still stand by this shit like it's okay, and it's not. Fighting games have taken a step back. All of them, each and every last one of them motherfuckers took a step back because you got to pay for characters and shit. Like, how the fuck am I paying for characters? I love taking. Niggas know me. I fucking gotta pay for motherfucking and a foreign shit. Like, why I gotta pay for
or
originals?
It lay Wulong on top of that.
That
was disappointing. Like, what the fuck?
That was a slap in the
It's
face.
been almost every goddamn game.
Yeah, I was
now you
like,
gotta
what
buy
the
it.
hell?
Like,
every
what the
fighting
fuck?
game is like that. Every fighting game is like that. Every sports game, they stop building on the actual game itself and start building on the story so they can get more microtransactions. It's just they added a RPG element to Assassin's Creed, and therefore you don't assassinate, you just tap niggas in the neck until they die. Numbers.
Hit point,
That's it.
Yeah.
It's all about making the game more tedious and more long to play for no reason, harder to level up and all that. They want a level system to give you a goal to reach.
They trying to do that Shadow of Mordor
because it's taking
crap.
too long. You might pay. Yeah. So it's like they know gamers are lazy. They know gamers are people who aren't even gamers. I seen motherfuckers pay for DLC and then show that shit off. Like, look at this. I'm like, if you don't get your bitch ass out my face with this paid shit, nigga. Like, gaming used to be about achieving shit, not buying.
Right.
You know? Like, you're supposed to be an achievement, nigga. I remember the days of the scoreboard and shit on Street Fighter or Pac-Man, and you would have like all the names with not the names, but the your
initials.
Your initials
for the
and if you didn't reach the top, everybody was hitting A. But once you hit number one, nigga, you made sure to put your initials up there, nigga. So motherfuckers can know what the fuck the business.
Right.
Now it's not like that. Everybody just pressing A, bro. You know what I'm saying? Everybody just pressing A. It's like these motherfuckers don't even got skills. Like, they're not even trying to have skills, bro.
Right.
They just want to fit in.
I kid you not, when Mortal Kombat 11 came out, I played that game for one day. I only did one chapter of the story mode, and that was it.
Bruh, I don't even play Mortal Kombat anymore, bro.
And I was hyped for it.
Bro.
Probably the only one who still plays that shit.
I was Mortal Kombat 2 put me in child debt, nigga. I've been in child debt. I owe niggas quarters, nigga. Hey, let me borrow this. Give me like 2 more quarters, cause I got you when I got home. Cause I got you when I get home. I got
and
$2
I still play all the old school Mortal Kombats at the same time.
I used to think I was a beast in Mortal Kombat trilogy.
Yeah, man. I play trilogy.
When that shit was in the arcades and you couldn't you had to find the motherfucking fatalities, bro.
Yeah, I remember those days.
It was times when motherfucker whoop my ass and do a fatality I'd never seen. I've been playing that shit for like months and months and months and never seen that type of shit right there. I miss, bro. Because I remember being amazed.
Time by accident in the arcade.
Yeah, on me.
I hit right. Or
we gotta buy the guy. Nigga, the Johnny Cage glitch where you knock off multiple heads and shit in part 1, nigga.
Or if you did find the fatalities out, you had to buy the guide.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, either buy the guide, because there was no internet, so you had to either buy the guide,
go and buy the strip,
or like go to Walgreens or CVS somewhere and they get flipped.
And you be like a sheet with 2 characters on it.
Hey, Thrash, I want to tell you something. I was arguing with somebody on Twitter last night because this fool was stupid. You know, he was even telling me that less is better. $60 less is better, and you could have just like 5-10 characters in a game. Less is better, and still pay $60.
Yeah, for game's death.
They're $60 line.
They knew they couldn't raise the price. They wanted to make more money. They knew they couldn't raise the price, so they started taking pieces out of the fucking game and making you pay for that. You know what I'm saying? Making it seem like you paid. I mean, look at Anthem. Anthem is like, I would be scared of playing games like that, bro, because Anthem is that type of game to where it's like, okay, you paid $60, and then they all of a sudden 6 months later they say, oh, we're gonna take away the roadmap. Like we just gonna not give you the shit that we promised. Y'all niggas paying $50, $60 for a promise. I don't even know these niggas. Like, nigga, I don't even believe a promise my girl made this shit. I'm gonna cook chicken tonight, bitch. No, you're not. I'm about to go. Nigga, fucking me. You know, like you. Like,
when you make me a promise of cooking chicken, you better cook me some goddamn chicken.
Hey, I'm just saying, nigga. You know it's gonna be an argument. You know it's gonna be an argument, but I can't argue with the developers. They already got my money. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm glad I got that game for free.
Crazy, bro. Like, that's why I couldn't even pick it up. I told Sick and them. I told them niggas like, nah, don't buy it. I'm not gonna do it. Niggas didn't believe me. I was like, nigga, I want money. I bet money that's just gonna be fucking. It's gonna fall off super quick, man. And it fell off worse than even what I thought.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I just gonna make a comment to somebody real quick before you guys continue in the comment section. There's somebody called Yoshida in the comment section. And listen, no. He's a good guy. Listen, when I can invite him on, I'll invite him on. All right. He asked about me inviting Next Gen on.
Yeah, why not? Next gen better step out the house though. But he might go.
No, I don't have no problem. Next Gen send my ass a free. I got a free T-shirt. Wait, I got a free T-shirt. Where's yours? When you gonna be monster Thrash? Where's my free T-shirt for the round table? Where's my free T-shirt for the round table?
Oh, hey. I'm an artist.
Hey, nothing.
I'm an artist. All right, number one, don't complain about free shit. All right, I'm an artist. I'm literally designing shit. I've been designing shit. I just been throwing shit away, man. That's my problem. I'm a fucking artist. So if it don't come out perfect, I'm just throwing shit away. I even talked to niggas. I already know who's gonna print my shit. I already know where I'm gonna get all this. The shit I make. I want my shit to be designer. Like I don't want no bitch ass sticker on a shirt, nigga. No, I want my shit to look like, nigga. You see some round table shit.
You want to look real.
It's gonna, nigga. I'm gonna have female shirts, nigga. All that. I'm talking about. I looked at all
the quality made.
Wait, no, thank you for that, because everybody else, they always have T-shirts. They don't have the V-necks, the U-necks for a female.
None of that.
No. So Thrash, thank you so much for that.
I'm on it. Trust. I love titties too much to cover them up with a goddamn T-shirt. No, can't do it. I don't understand these niggas and shit, nigga. I saw these niggas selling shit. I'm like, nigga, where the female shit at? Cause like, nigga, I mean, I would like to get my girl one and let her cleavage show with Stone Fox Media or some fucking shit on. Nah, everybody got the same fucking shit with this, just with their shit plastered. No, my shit is gonna be designed. Like everybody on the round table is gonna have their own shirt. So in case if a nigga like Royal, then he'll have one with a Royal design on it. But they like Lincoln to have one with some VR bullshit on it. Like it'll just be, it'll be some shit. You know what I'm saying? That matches with the whole. I want my shit to be right. If I'm gonna do it, I like to do shit right. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in the process of doing it. I'm just still designing shit. I'm still thinking like how I'm gonna do what you do. How I'm gonna do like trons and well, I know how to do trons. I know how I'm gonna do flushes. I know, I already got what I'm gonna do. Is just that there's so much I want to design because I want my shit to be designer. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no. Yeah. I ain't gonna put a picture of the round table just sitting there. That picture that we use. I'm not gonna use that. To me, that's corny as fuck. I need my shit to look nice, match with some J's or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. I'm different from other niggas.
Man, I need to find me some artists myself because I want to do some stuff like that too. I just can't find no artists.
Nigga, I'll do it. I'll do it for free, but that shit gonna be quick and whack. You give me 3 months. You give me 3 months, and that shit'll be tight as fuck. That's what I tell motherfuckers. I need at least 3 months because I'm gonna throw a whole lot of shit away.
Nigga, my girl give you 3 months.
Listen, when Thrash talks his shit, he know what he's talking about. But listen, like one thing I want to tell you about
that picture of my middle finger right there. I drew that shit. Nigga, like this is what I do. Nigga, like, oh my bad. Go ahead.
What are you putting my middle finger up on my show for? Thrash, you asking for an ass whooping already?
Nigga, that's Tupac. That drawing is called Tupac visualized. Nigga, Me Against the World, like fuck the world. That song, fuck the world. That's that song visualized. You know what I'm saying? But so I do shit like that, man. So it's the same for my motherfucking clothing line.
What Thrash? You are linking in here from the round table. Okay. I want you all to know that next time I do. All right, who's making all that goddamn noise?
What the hell is that noise?
That was Lincoln. On my mama, that was Lincoln shit. I seen this shit glowing. And shit.
You didn't see shit glowing. You just want to make some noise because that's what you do. You make noise.
No, that was my bad.
But anyway,
I just pulled up to the house. My bad. That's why.
No, but what I was saying was, don't leave before we do this. Don't do that. Sit out in your car and do what we gotta do because we're getting ready to end the show in a minute. Don't do that.
I'm not going nowhere.
You better not go nowhere because you're gonna get
I'm on my phone as we speak. It'll have better reception if I'm in my Wi-Fi, my nigga.
I'm gonna whoop your ass. But anyway, no, I want you to know that next time we get together on a show, okay? Because I know what happened with the round table, that dumbass shit. Thrash and Lincoln, you're willing to invite the other people to come on the show with us on my channel until you guys get back up and running. You can bring the other people from the round table here.
Oh yeah, I already know. But we gonna be on my channel though. I'm gonna just have to put it back where it's born at. The only reason I haven't done it yet is because work. Nigga, I mean, we usually work too. I'm barely getting home. It's 5 o'clock.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, but even when I invite you, because of the shit that happened, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You could bring some of the other members on here. I don't care. I get along with them.
I know they know. Shit. I know and they know. Like, they know that. I mean, all you gotta do is tell them to bring their asses. They'll bring their asses.
Bring their asses in.
Yeah, they'll bring their asses in.
Take a day off of work. Take a day off of work. When I say I'm going to do podcast, you need to call in sick. Take a day off of work. Y'all need to take a day off of work and bring your asses here. How's that sound? And right now I got my hands crossed.
Actually, I'm gonna take you up on that, but in a different way. No, actually, one of these weeks I'd like to host live from Wakanda from your podcast, and we can talk about the week in review. You know, that's what live from Wakanda is. We can talk about the week in review VR shit, and then maybe I ask you a few questions. With me being VR centric and shit, what kind of shit would it take to get you on board with it? What kind of games would you like to see happen?
Well, first of all, the answer is yes. Second of all, you already named some games that would get me on board. Okay. So yeah, Lincoln, it's on. No problem.
All right, that's what's up.
All right, but listen, we've been going for a long time, and unfortunately, girl got to eat. I didn't eat. I ate a little bit, very little, before I started this shit, and I got to eat. So we're gonna do outros. But before we do outros, guys, you better smack the shit out like button, or I'm gonna side whoop your ass. I'm gonna send Lincoln Clay after your ass.
I'm trying, but it isn't working. I'm just.
Then I'm gonna send the ghost after your ass, and then I'm gonna send the voice after your ass. That's gonna make voices in your head that you ain't gonna know about. All right, it's gonna mess with your brain so bad that you're gonna be smacking like buttons everywhere. All right. So with that being said, we're gonna head out, guys, and we're gonna do outros. So, Ness, go ahead, do the outro. Tell everybody behind you what happens.
All right, well, it's your boy Ness the Gamer. You can also find me on Ness the Gamer on my YouTube channel, where I give you quality and quantity. And I will be back uploading videos probably today or tomorrow. So stick with your boy, and you'll see some more content.
And do me a favor.
Yeah.
Check them out, guys. I'm gonna say that. Check everybody out that's on this panel tonight. They are top quality people. Go follow them. Go sub them. Hit them up. Talk to them. Send them messages. Do whatever you got to do. They will be there for you when it comes to gaming. You understand me? But anyway, let's go on. We got who else do we got? We got Voice Legends. Go ahead.
Hey, Voice Legend here. Nowhere near as talented as the rest of you. Just kidding. Yeah, I specialize in doing parody dubs, and I do video game streams. So yeah, be sure to stop by my channel, and if you're in for some good laughs, then you're at the right spot.
Well, I just gotta say one thing. You could do voices, but you're not as talented as me. Anyway, then we got King Trash. Go ahead, so you can get your house.
Oh shit, yeah. Let me go up in the house. Shit, I got niggas looking at my cars. Just
do your damn outro and stop being smart ass.
All right, bro, man. Y'all niggas know what it is, man. If you don't know my channel, it's all good because your bitch ass not supposed to know. And if you're trying to find out, you might not find it because you a fuck nigga. Anybody else who know my shit, do what you do, nigga. We'll be back on. And yeah, nigga. Or check out the round table. It'll be on on my channel on Friday. I want to say for sure, even if it's late, I'ma still do it. I don't give a fuck. This work is killing me, but other than that, nigga, suck it, nigga, do it.
Next up, we got Lincoln Clay.
Yo, first to be last, last to be first, the godfather of gaming and VR, the ageless wonder, your boy Lincoln Clay coming at y'all with Titanfall Princess. I'm only gonna tell y'all motherfuckers once, hit that like button, I'll choke the fuck out your eyes pop out. Hit that like button, y'all.
And last but not least, you got me. And who am I? I am the Titanfall Princess, the Irish Girl Gamer, the one you love the most. Smack that like button, almost cyber smack the shit out your asses. You know what I'm saying? We had a panel tonight that was unbelievable. All right. And if you don't hit the like button, like I said, I'm gonna cyber smack your ass. But I'm out of here. I'm hungry. I'm out of here. And you're gonna hit the like button. And you know why? You know why? Because you all love me.
Mm-hmm. I see you, Spartan God. Sorry about that, Princess. I see you, Spartan God. Good look out.
Appreciate it, Spartan.
I don't fuck, nigga.